What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the conversation today. And today, we got a little bit to get to here. I'm going to make this really quick and sweet just to show that everybody that your boy wasn't bullshitting the whole fucking time. Because now it's funny that the Chicago media is actually starting to talk about what needs to be talked about when you look at the nonsense of the Chicago Bears and all the crap that they've pulled throughout the years. Here's what's amazing about this. I'm just going to show this to you guys over here. This was breaking news from Chicago media outlet on Instagram. Can everybody read that? Bears among the most expensive in NFL. It's amazing how so many people lied and gatekeeped and said Gianni's fucking crazy. He doesn't know what he's talking about with the Chicago Bears and everything else. I've been talking about the overpayment that the Chicago Bears fans have been doing for eons. And everybody was just like, oh, it can't be that bad, blah, blah, blah. Now all of a sudden, now because all the Bears fans got fucking butthurt, because they're starting to slowly put together with their slow wheel hamster brain that this ownership is out to take advantage of you. And sports ownerships in general are out to take advantage of you. The problem is, being from Chicago, we got the fucking worst. So because we have the worst sports owners, everything what people are talking about when you look at the problems within the Cronkies at Arsenal, they've learned from somebody. Guess who they learned from? They learned from Chicago. The Chicago Bears has single-handedly caused so many fucking problems. And the most amazing thing about all this bullshit with the Chicago Bears is down to the fact that everybody now is finally starting to talk about what needs to be talked about with the sports ownership, because now at the fact that it's being exposed that because they're up and screwing all the Chicago taxpayers that are flipping the bill for the rest of the payments on Soldier Field, and now they want to leave to go get their own new stadium, they're not only going to steal money from you within the old stadium, now they want you to flip the bill for both stadiums. This is why you can't trust these billionaire sports ownership groups, because they're out to do nothing but fuck you long term. The Chicago Bears have been the perfect example of what's happened. For 2 years, I've been saying that how they screw their fans over with the price of admission to go to a fucking game, the price of everything within that fucking stadium. They want you paying almost $30 a drink inside Soldier Field because they want you to flip the bill for them. Big up to everybody who came in from Lee. Shout out to Lee Gunner every single fucking time. Big up Dr. Seymour. Napoli's not taking Gabriel Jesus, brother. All the Arsenal fans need to take an L on that one, because Gabby Jesus has come out and said that he is not going to take the pay cut that is necessary for him to get the move to Napoli right now. So Gab, and if everybody hadn't seen it, yesterday at around 1 o'clock American time, 7 o'clock London time, Mikel Arteta came out and basically said that Gabriel Martinelli and Jesus aren't going anywhere. Now, if he was saying that in order to save face with his own players, that's on him. But if it's not to save face for his own players, it is clearly showing that Gabby Jesus and Martinelli are not going anywhere by how horrific the transfer market has been for Arsenal, simply due to the fact that we can't move anybody because of the amount of fucking money that we have given out to all these players. For those that have just came in, here's this real situation with Gabriel Jesus, since Fabrizio Romano and all these other fucking morons want to lie to you about what's going on. Napoli need to move 4 more players. Those players include Kevin De Bruyne, Noah Lang, either or of Zambo Anguissa and Politano, which by what the preseason of Napoli is showing, that Politano's not going anywhere, and Zambo Anguissa has been able to straighten everything out with Massimiliano Allegri now that he has taken over Napoli. So the problem is with what everybody was talking about with Gabby Jesus is Romelu Lukaku's contract had to get moved off the books. Now, the guys remaining is either of them, Kevin De Bruyne and Lorenzo Luca. Lorenzo Luca is being used by Max Allegri, so I'm assuming Max Allegri is going to try to keep Lorenzo Luca to try to ship him off either in January or next year. He is one of the guys that needs to get off the books because for those that don't know, Napoli was already a 2-time idiot for spending $45 million on Rasmus Højlund to become a permanent purchase from Manchester United. With that being said, the other problem is Kevin De Bruyne's contract is 215,000 euros a week. It's the largest contract that Napoli has given to any player before since the Aurelio De Laurentiis takeover in 2004 when Napoli went bankrupt. Kevin De Bruyne's contract does not look to be going anywhere because it sounds like from Max Allegri that he wants Kevin De Bruyne to be the super sub for Napoli this season, even though he's getting the record amount of money a week. So with that being said, the moves that were supposed to be made from Napoli looks as if they're not going to happen. So because that it's not going to happen, 9.5 out of 10 times, Gabriel Jesus will not be coming to Napoli. When you look at the situation with Martinelli, for example, it's the same problem. Arsenal are asking for roughly 40 million pounds for the player, and they want you to eat the 180,000 a week. And the same thing has been the problem as well with Martinelli. Martinelli does not want to take a pay cut going to any of these different teams. Hence the reason why Gabriel Jesus and Gabriel Martinelli have been linked to Napoli. Both of them have been linked there to possibly go together. Neither one of those moves are going to happen. Noah Lang possibly going to Fiorentina, possibly going to Galatasaray. That's not a guaranteed move either, since Galatasaray is on the hook for the 30 million still that they owe for Victor Osimhen with Napoli. Don't think that he will potentially is going to go. Jesus, as I've said, is not going to Napoli unless there's 3 more players that have to get sold. And the likelihood of those 3 players going is not going to happen. So at the end of the day, when you look at this current situation with the Gabriel Jesus to Napoli, most likely than not, he will not be moving. Napoli has no intention, from what my understanding is as of right now with the way Allegri is operating, he has no intention of letting go of either Kevin De Bruyne or Matteo Politano. Those are 2 of our top 3 highest earning players. If they're not leaving, there's no chance Gabriel Jesus is coming unless somebody in his camp tells him to take a lower wage. If he doesn't take lower wages, then it is what it is. He will not become a Napoli player. Let's jump right into the chat real quick. Big up Promise. Big up everybody that came over from Lee. Appreciate everybody that came over. Appreciate everybody that's stopping by for the conversation. Big up AFC always. Yeah, that the 56.1 million in wages is insane. The fact that his wages now has finally surpassed his buyout, his purchase price is absolutely a disgrace. The fact that dude's worth nearly 110 million over the time frame and hasn't done anything for Arsenal is absolutely ridiculous. Big up Suge every single time. Big up Binks. Binks, I hope you had a safe flight back. I hope your Italy trip was awesome. Big up Johnny. Never seen you in my chat before. Appreciate you hopping by for the conversation. Big up Daniel every single time. Would Kenan Yildiz work at Arsenal? Honestly, I don't know. I am not one of these believers in Kenan Yildiz just yet, if I'm being quite honest with you. In my personal opinion, The last 2 years when crunch time mattered, the kid didn't show up for Juventus, and it is what it is. You look at this year, people don't, recently from different streams, people have said they don't like the way that I look at sports and everything else. Well, here's the problem. Kenan Yildiz only scored 10 goals in the Serie A, and 6 of them were within 4 games. 2 games against Inter and 2 games against Napoli. So you mean to tell me you're going to buy $100 million, whatever player he is, for 6 goals in 34 games? I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. Yildiz has not showed up when called upon. He didn't show up in the tail run to keep Juventus in the Champions League position in Italy. He has not shown up at different times either. I'm sorry. This Kenan Yildiz, this Kenan Yildiz fixation that people have, unless the kid steps up this year for Juve, there's no reason to be looking at him long-term for Arsenal. I'm sorry. There really isn't. This is a perfect situation where if Juventus can get top 4 and win the Europa League with the squad that they have, if that's not going to happen, then there's nothing to show that Yildiz is worth the amount of money that people are saying he's for. Not to mention that he was dog shit in the World Cup as well. So I don't know what this whole Yildiz fixation is that people have. I just don't get it. But that's the reality of the situation. There are plenty of other players to go look at in the wing positions that Arsenal could use in order to get better, and Yildiz is not one of them at this time. I would be willing to take the risk of Yildiz's price tag going up 20-30 million euros from what he was last year, from what he was as being from what he is right now being looked at, as long as he proves himself. Because again, what the hell's the point of spending $100 million on a player if you know right now that the kid has taken a crack 3 different times and hasn't shown up for Juventus? If the kid this season runs it back and does the same thing that he did last year, and he goes back to back 10 goals for Juventus, and it's the same situation where majority of his goals comes from 4 games, I'm sorry, bro. I don't know what else to tell you that he ain't what the fuck you're looking for Arsenal. The guy is not as good as what people are hyping up to be. And it's not me trying to overhype Solus after the performance at the Community Shield either. They ain't got nothing to do with that. Yildiz has physically not shown up for Juventus for 2 years when it mattered. He just hasn't. So it is what it is with that. People can take it for how it is, but I'm sorry, I don't really give a shit. That's how I look at football. And like I said, my opinion, I do not think Yildiz would make it at Arsenal. Yes, I am an Arsenal fan, Debbie, but the problem is this. Everybody gets caught into this echo chamber of looking at the exact same players that all these other teams are talking about overpaying money for, and then want to sit here and talk about an inflated market. No, it's an inflated market for the same idiots that are being linked to all these different fucking teams. And the sad reality of what's going on here is very, very simple. Just because Manchester City and Chelsea have looked at a player that Arsenal has looked at, magically their price tag is nearly triple the amount of what the player is actually worth. And for some reason, because everybody looks at those transfers, magically this is what the measuring stick is going to become in the transfer market, and it just ain't what it is. Exactly the reason why I'm saying that when you look at everything going on in the past with Arsenal, the fact of the matter is with Gabriel Jesus is you can add Jesus to the entire situation with just Nicolas Pepe, Zinchenko, and Aubameyang. It's over 200 million wasted dollars that we didn't get shit back for them, that we're still dealing with those financial problems today to why we haven't gotten a player. So why are we going to look at a kid in Kenan Yildiz, which the only positive side of him is that the kid's 21, going to be 22, but isn't ready to play at the big time. Hasn't shown up at the big time for Juventus. Why are we going to spend $100 million on a player when we're trying to go back to back in the Premier League? Why in God's name are we going to spend $100 million on a player that just hasn't worked out? If the kid comes back today and Juventus finished top 3, which is highly unlikely, but could be possible, but finishes top 3 and wins the Europa League, then there's a conversation to be had. However, if we're talking about a kid who has scored 6 goals in 4 games and has only scored 4 goals in 34 games for the rest of the season, and we're supposed to think that this is a fantastic player, I'm sorry, I don't know what the fuck you guys are watching, and this is why the standards of football have gone to shit. Yildiz has not shown up for 2 years for Juventus. I know everybody likes to say, oh, he's the best player in Italy. He's not. He's not. He's not the best player in Italy. That's held by Federico Di Marco at this current point in time. So, no, this Yildiz thing, not shook by it whatsoever. Big up, Chico.
My God.
Big up, Nat. Big up, Ozzy. Big up, man. Haven't seen you in a minute. Hope all is well, Ozzy. But, yeah.
Anyway, I just want to say something real quick. And I actually texted this to you earlier. When is the Chicago Bears nonsense going to end? I texted to you.
It's never going to end. It's never going to end.
And I also want to say this as well. So I think Nat and Ozzy, you all, I think both of you and Gianni will all know that the Lakers were sold for $12 billion. So my point in saying that is that don't trust those owners because they're venture capitalists, and B, they do not care or give 2 flying fucks about winning.
What does being a venture capitalist have anything to do with it?
That's what a lot of the people that own sports teams are. They're venture capitalists who claim to say that.
Okay, but let's get something straight right here and now.
Okay.
If you're not a venture capitalist, you can't be a fucking business owner.
You can't be a billionaire, period.
You can't reach a billionaire status if you're going to think that venture capitalism is the problem. That's not what the problem here is. Venture capitalism has nothing to do with why the Chicago Bears are in the situation they're in. The Chicago Bears are in the situation that it's in because of the same exact reason to what the Arsenal fan base was. They have allowed mediocrity for 40 fucking years. If you look at the Chicago Bears history, it's the same 5 years repeated over and over and over again. They've gone to 1 Super Bowl in 40 some odd fucking years. A venture capitalist has nothing to do with why the Bears are in the situation. Majority of the reason why the Bears are in the situation is they have the dumbest fucking fan base in the NFL. Venture capitalism got nothing to do with it. I'm not mad. I am not mad at the owners doing what they're doing to try to make the most amount of money. That ain't got shit to do with it. Any owner tries to do that. You see it right now with Arsenal just started taking applications for people to get married at the fucking stadium. They're charging $50,000 to $80,000 for a fucking marriage to happen at the Emirates. Yes, this is a real thing right now. I'm not mad at one bit that Arsenal's trying to do this, because if your fan base is dumb enough to do it, then if you're going to allow your fan base to be dumb enough to fall for stupid traps like that, it ain't got shit to do with you being a venture capitalist. It has nothing to do with that.
This is society in a nutshell. This is society in a fucking nutshell. 80 fucking grand, bro, to get married at the carpet. I don't care if you're the biggest Arsenal fan on the planet. Yeah, what the fuck are you doing, bruv?
Who wants to get married at the Emirates
because here's the thing:
Stadium?
if you want to get married at the Emirates, like, why not go in for an application to fucking get married at Windsor Castle or some shit? Do you know what I'm saying? It's the same ordeal. It's the same ordeal. Like, at this point, it's almost like they're looking at it as royalty. Like,
if it's 80 grand to get married at the Emirates, how much money for me to get married at Buckingham Palace so I can call the Queen a broke ass bitch? Like,
not even a million will cut it, Johnny. Not even
probably
a million will
like
cut it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it's like, that's what I mean. Like, again, you can't get mad at the ownership for trying to push something if somebody's dumb enough to fall for it. Yeah. That's my point.
That's why I haven't won a league title in 22 years until now.
Obviously. Exactly.
And why the Chicago Bears
to the owners, if it makes money, it makes sense.
Exactly.
Always, bro. Always. I never trusted these owners. Cheeky, I'm gonna be real. Yeah. I've been on the board's neck since day fucking one. Yep. Garlic slipped under my radar. Yeah, I forgot about him because of the league title. Now I'm back on him, bro. He can get the fuck out immediately, bruv. And whoever's in charge of, I've said this before, I'll say it again, whoever's in charge of doing contract negotiations for players that we already have at the football club or transfers, outgoings as well as ingoings, en la basura, in the fucking bin cunt. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm done with this shit. But again, the fans allow it. The fans fucking allow it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you know, like
absolutely.
we allow our fan base, in part, have enabled the club to sit on their asses doing fuck all most of the summer, especially after the World Cup, never mind during the World Cup or even before it, right? Morgan Rogers, yeah? So we weren't willing to pay 117 mil, but we were fine with, you know, willing to pay fucking 150, 60, 70 mil for Vinny Jr. because we probably make that back and then some in player sales, marketability, fine margins, guys, and all of that bullshit. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just this constant merry-go-round, bruv. Why don't we just say it as it fucking is, right? Yeah?
Or just affect the owner's
looks
money.
Rosy now. Everything looks rosy now on paper. We're making hella money. We've damn near made $1 billion in revenue. We've got 3 holding limited companies, whatever, you know, associated or linked with directly with Arsenal, yeah?
Sure.
But even then, I've said, I had this conversation with Jez, had a little bit of a back and forth. It was a discussion, it wasn't an argument, real talk. And I respect Jez highly. But
As
at the
do
same
I.
time,
He's
it's
a
just,
big
yeah,
Arsenal fan.
exactly.
Every time.
Pick up Jez. But my point I wanted to make very clear, and I stand by this, yeah, is the PSR situation, yeah, our squad management is in the gutter. It's abysmal. You can't keep having a net spend of negative fucking 200 mil, yeah, when you're like selling is a fucking disgrace. Do you know what I'm saying? We made, how much did we make last summer? What, like 20 mil in total? If that?
That's it?
20
Yeah,
mil.
something like that. I don't
We
think
make
he
20
was even
How the hell can
20.
you make 20 mil when Arsenal are, actually maybe that has nothing to do with it. How can you make 20 mil when Arsenal
He's talking about transfers.
Oh,
He's talking about
Yeah,
the
yeah.
transfers.
Outgoings.
So if you
Incomings
shout
is
out to
ridiculous.
Southern Gooner to
Big
Matty.
up Matty, bro. Big
He
up Matty.
Yeah,
was
big up
showing
Matty.
this. He was showing this at the on the stream that Lee, Kenny Ken, and DJ B. Shout out to those legends as well.
Absolutely.
At the end of the season, after the end of the Champions League, he brought out all the stats showing what we've been spending as far as transfer fees over the last few years of the combined rate. Last year, I think he did it in euros. It's like 285 million euros we spent, but we only made like 14.5 million. So that's basically what the dumb fucks on the other side that don't get how numbers work. You can make an extra 200 million. That still hasn't even cleared up all your debts on your transfer fee. And that's just this year.
Yeah.
That's not even going back all the years that we fucked up. Like I said, you look at Gabriel Jesus, right? Somebody put it into the chat. But Gabby Jesus, if you look at the situation, he has cost Arsenal over 100 million. As of right now, with the wages that we put him on for the years that he's been here and what we spent on him. You add him to the mix. You take Gabby Jesus' transfer fee, which is roughly 60 million euros when you go by trade. Him and Aubameyang together is 140 million. We didn't make anything back off. Now you add Nicolas Pepe, who was about 70 million pounds, I believe, 80 million euros. Now we're at 220. Then you add Zinchenko into the matter. Zinchenko's another 30. You're at 200. You're basically at $250 million that you didn't make any fucking money on. That's still backlogged of what you got to straighten out for your finances. So again, to what Nat's saying, that's the problem with all these fucking morons that have stuck their nose in getting involved in transfers and shit with morons like Edu. That's the issue here as far as the finances with Arsenal. The problem is that we can't get rid of nobody. Jesus is not taking a pay cut. For everybody who thinks that Jesus is going to Napoli, he's not taking a pay cut. That's why he hasn't left yet. We got rid of Lukaku.
Reece Nelson ain't taking a pay cut.
Exactly. Reece Nelson ain't taking a pay cut. How is Reece Nelson in 2026 getting 100,000 pounds a week? How is Reece Nelson in 2026 getting 100,000 pounds a week? Bruno Guimaraes. Bruno Guimaraes, I think Reece Nelson's on his last year. I think Reece Nelson, Gabby Jesus, and there's one other person who's on the last year of their contract this year that we're trying to get rid of. Nelson's not going. Listen, I'm fully expected that Fabio Vieira and Reese Nelson are going to be on this team for this season. I'm 100% expecting this already. I don't see these motherfuckers taking the loss that they need to on these guys for transfers just to get them off the books.
But it also explains, Gianni, this how we've been moving and why we've been moving this way. This one in, one out policy. Do you know what I'm saying? It's PSR. It's our wage budget. Our wages is fucking us up. That's the ultimate point that I've been making, that you've been making, Gianni, for the longest. And I'm sure you'll echo it as well, Ozzy. It's just like, we can make 2, 3, 5 billion, yeah? If our wages, yeah, is astronomical and we can't get rid of the dead wood, we can't get rid of players that are just surplus to requirements, but we can get rid of Norgard for half the money, by the way, for half the fucking money. A loss.
That's what people don't get about that whole situation. Trossard was a loss and Norgard was a loss.
And it also explains why we don't rip up the contracts as much. You know, Andre Berta's only ripped up one contract. That was Tomiyasu.
Yep.
Why can't we rip up Reese Nelson's contract? If it's that bad, why can't we rip up Fabio Vieira's contract? I don't think it's going to cost us that much. And it's not like we don't have the money to actually do that. Jesus, I can understand them not wanting to rip up a 265k contract. Do you know what I'm saying? Along with Havertz and, you know, certain other players that we want out the door. But at the same time, it's just like, we've been saying for the longest that this was going to bite us in the ass big time. We're here now. Yes, it's great. We beat City, Community Shield. They had a stinker. We were great, especially in the second half. Cool. But after Coventry, then we got, Then we got Villa. Then we got Chelsea. Then we'll see Wagwan, innit? Yeah. Then we'll see Wagwan. Then we'll see if Reese Nelson can have an impact. Fabio Vieira have an impact. Jesus have an impact, and the usual suspects. You know, Arteta's chosen sons. You know, prodigal sons and all of that shit.
Do you know that Fabio Vieira is our third lowest paid player at the club?
No.
From what I'm looking at right now,
he's on about 50k.
He's on 50k. So Fabio Vieira, Reese Nelson, Martinelli, and Jesus are all the guys who are coming into the last year on their contract.
Yeah.
Coming into this season. So if you don't sell them now, it ain't happening. That is a fucking joke.
The best
but that's all sports for you.
Loans.
That's all sports for you. Unfortunately.
No, that's just stupidity.
Well, there's stupidity.
That's just stupidity on the Arsenal side of what's been going on. Ozzy, big up, my guy. I haven't seen you in a long fucking time, man. I hope all
Yeah. No, I know it's been a minute. Big up. I thought, I had some free time. I thought I'd jump on, man. Sometimes it's just like, things get in the way, whatever, innit? Life is life. The thing is, I spoke about this on whose channel? I can't remember. But I knew this was happening. I said that at the end of last season, people were thinking we're going to spend another 200,000,000 I said, listen, at best, I said we'll spend 150. We spend what? 75 on Gomeras, 35 on what's his name, Zolis.
Yep.
That's about 110. People are still thinking we're gonna get this winger, 70 million, the Alvarez thing. It's not happening.
Nope.
It's not happening. But Alvarez is not coming. Yeah. And this other 70, 80 million winger, like, I'm not being funny, but why are we gonna spend double the money to get someone that's maybe 10% better than Martinelli? Everyone's been wax lyrical about Alvarez, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do people know how many goals he scored last season? I'm not talking about Champions League, in the league, and you want to spend 100 and what on this guy? You really want to take that risk?
So let me ask you guys all a question, because this actually segues into what we were going to start getting into with transfers. I got to ask this question. Would you spend 100 million on Julian Alvarez for 1 year?
No, not for 1 year. Hell no. Not
it's
for
got to
1
be
year.
5 years minimum or maximum,
No,
I should say.
I would Alvarez. If Arsenal got Alvarez for 3 years, I'd deal with it.
Yeah,
He's not
years
staying.
minimum,
He's not staying for that long. He wouldn't stay for 5 years. I personally don't think he wants to come back to England. I think he feels that he already conquered England with City, and he doesn't give a fuck about coming back to the Premier League, and he wants to go to Barcelona. I got asked the question, would you deal with Alvarez for 1 year? And I said no. I go, why would I spend $100 million to hopefully make money back in 1 year and ruin continuity? I'd rather get a striker who I know is staying long term so that we can build with this striker, rather than, okay, this is our striker, but now we're going to get rid of him and go get a completely different player in a year. I don't buy it. Plus, I don't think Alvarez is the player that everybody thinks he is, because he hasn't shown it at Atletico. Yes, Atletico doesn't play expansive football like the way City did, but if you look at where Alvarez was great at with City, he's been more of the number 9 at Barcelona, at Atletico, and has been force-fed by Antoine Griezmann and everywhere else, and he has not put the ball in the back of the net like that. So for me, I'm not buying it for $100 million for 1 year, basically for a rental player. Nat, what do you think about it?
Yeah, my thing is, Johnny, is that it just makes no sense. We're doing the same old shit with Arsenal when it comes to, we sell poorly, we get rid of our ballers for peanuts, and we're holding on to dead wood, demanding premium prices for fucking scrubs, bruv. That is Arsenal in a nutshell. Now, the only difference in the last few years, basically since the 22-23, since Arteta's fully submerged himself in the Asna water, do you know what I'm saying, bruv? Like, we're doing what Juve were doing, do you know what I'm saying? Spending mad money on bang average shit players. And now we're paying the price like 3-4 years later. Do you know what I'm saying? That's the only difference between what we've been doing this whole Emirates era pretty much, and maybe slightly towards the end of Highbury, the last year or two at Highbury, definitely the last year. And then what we've been doing the last 3-4 years, where we're just spending a hell of a lot more money. But again, anyone that can justify Noddy, goddamn Madueke, the fucking brave little toaster, the guy that cannot trap a bag of cement, if you put a gun to his head, to control a ball from 5 to 10 meters high, let the ball drop down, he'll be gone, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? He will not control that football. 150 grand a week, you cannot control a fucking football, yeah? If you're justifying this shit, if you're condoning this shit, forget being a real Arsenal fan. You don't like football. You hate football. You don't rate football, which is fine. But I don't want to hear this Madueke glazing, bruv. Like, he had a shit World Cup.
The dude
shitter than fucking Odegaard. Shitter than fucking Odegaard. And he weren't good at the World Cup either. Do you know what I'm saying? And, what we saw in the Community Shield, he was the only real negative, bruv. There was one point in the corner. It was a simple touch and all of that. He basically stacked on the ball and it went out for a fucking throw-in on the right-hand side in the first half. Like, what are we doing?
Yep.
The only thing he didn't do was run the ball out of play. But again, not even Timberland heavy boot touches, and every shot that he took was tame, bruv. He's meant to be P&P, I'm not expecting him to score that goal he scored against Club Brugge every week, but that's bought him a lot of time. And this is one thing I can't stand about this football club. It's either one goal, one great pass, one nutmeg, and all is forgiven at this football club. Oh, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You can stay. You can stay, guys. You can stay 2-3 years, guys. You done one great action that I like, guys. You can stay. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. Like, what are we doing? To be honest, even if we got Madueke for 10 mil, I'd still hold this energy. I just wouldn't be as mad about it. Do you know what I'm saying? Not mad. I just wouldn't be as frustrated. Do you know what I'm saying? If we bought him in for 10, 15 mil, I'd still be pissed off. I'd still be annoyed. But I wouldn't be this livid. The fact that it's 50 mil and buying him along with Havertz and them making other sales has contributed to them getting Morgan Rogers, Danny Welbeck, You know, whatever you think of him. They brought in Jordan Henderson, you know, for experience. You know, does he do card tricks? Whatever. Do you know what I'm saying? But, you know, we're doing them favours. When are we going to get our favours, bruv? Why? When are they going to do us a favour? Give us Cole Palmer. Do a straight swap for Havertz if possible. If not, we'll send Havertz back to Germany.
Static.
Bring in Cole Palmer. He'll do a better job in the fucking false nine. Do you know what I'm saying? Set pieces. You know, dribbling, tech, all of that shit. Right? Why not? Why
but look at the difference. Look at the difference of the fucking. But look at the difference of talent ID scouting. Michele comes in. The first thing he does as far as getting a winger is, okay, I'm going to go back to my Napoli roots and look at a winger who's direct and just gets involved in the offense, which way is possible. And I'm not saying Solis is going to rip up fucking trees or anything this year, but the guy already in one game, whether you want to call it a glorified friendly or not, got 2 assists in one fucking game against Manchester City. Now, is Manchester City dog shit? 100%. But even Madueke can't even put 1 assist together against dog shit fucking teams, let alone Coventry or whatever bottom of the half bullshit we're going to play this year.
Whole city, bro.
And just look at the fucking difference of price tag. If you watch the game, you would think Solis was the 52.5 million pound fucking winger and Madueke was the 30 million pounder, not the reverse. So that just shows you how bad the talent ID has been at this fucking club for how long with all these other players. So that's what I mean. None of that shit makes any sense. And listen, we're always good for a Chelsea reject. I hope Coventry get this motherfucker because I would not be surprised.
Oh, Mudryk, yeah.
Is Mudryk. I have a bad feeling that Mudryk will be the Chelsea.
But Lampard loves him more. Do you know what I'm saying? Lampard loves him more. Like, don't get me wrong. Mudryk's not going to cost 90 mil that they were Shakhtar were touting. Do you know what I'm saying? Because Edu couldn't get that deal over the line to save his life, you know, because he was too busy sucking toes. It is what it is, bruv. But for me, yeah, like, if we get Mudryk, even for 30 mil, never mind 40 or 50, bruv, like, this is money laundering. This is bullshit at the highest order. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it goes back to what I said earlier, right?
Well, did you see Bowley real quick? Did you see Bowley today? Todd Bowley has put his percentage at Chelsea up for sale so that Chelsea.
Oh yeah.
So that Clearlake becomes the major. Please God, let Clearlake buy Chelsea, get Todd Bowley out of there because that means all they're gonna have is that retarded Bali running the fucking club.
Oh yeah,
stupid younger. Expensive fucking signings. Please buy it so you can.
Oh, Gianni, I'm here for it, brother. I am here for that shit. Yeah, I'm sick and tired of seeing Chelsea.
Bali's the head of Clearlake.
I am sick to death of fucking Chelsea talking about, oh, we won the champs. We win just 1 champs, yeah. They can't say shit. I don't care if they've got 2, yeah, because once we win 1, we'll win another one soon after. Do you know what I'm saying? But again, this kind of shit. Selling poorly, overpaying, you know, for scrubs, yeah? Overpaying for contracts, whether it's ingoings or outgoings, it all leads to poor squad management, mismanagement, bringing in the wrong personnel. It's the Cronkies ultimately. Ultimately, it's the Cronkies, and then the fans allow this shit. In order for the mindset to change, yeah, it's down to 2 things. It's either the owners change it or the fans change it. Well, the owners ain't going to change it because they don't give a shit. Josh Kroenke is Monopoly Man Jr. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah? If they make a new Monopoly board game, yeah, his face will be on it. That's him,
the monocle man?
Yeah, like, pretty much. Pretty much. Do you know what I'm saying? So we know what he's about. He's all about the moolah, you know, investment capital and all that shit. It is what it is, yeah? It is what it is. But when it comes to the fans, yeah, it's like we've won this league title and everything this club does, including Arteta, what he can still be blamed for, and we'll still hold into account. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We've won a league. Now we can just kick it. Do you know what I'm saying? Can I kick it? Yes, you can. You can kick it. But kick it somewhere else, bruv.
Kwaja, before you hopped on, and big up to hopping on, my guy. I asked the panel, would you take Alvarez for $100 million if it only meant that he's there for a year?
Thing is, right, big up to everyone in the panel, big up the chat. I mean, everyone talks about swapping Gyökeres for Julian Alvarez. I'm not taking that. Hell no. Now
Who
that
the fuck
everyone's
is asking for that?
No, I'm saying, what I'm saying is that some of our fan base are sitting there saying they want to swap Gyökeres for Alvarez. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm like, why? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, I'm not swapping Gyökeres for Alvarez. Like, if Alvarez was the secondary striker and Gyökeres was the main striker, I'd have taken it. But
they should swap Havertz for fucking Osimhen and run Osimhen and Gyökeres as the two strikers.
I think that would be
we do serious damage, bro. With that
would do a lot of damage. 100%. I mean, Alvarez and Gyökeres together, that would be perfect. But you know, with this manager, is he would rather have his love children. You know, his love child. You know, Havertz, the Odegaards, and all that. I would take Alvarez, but I don't want Gyökeres to go to Barcelona because I don't want to see him go to Barcelona because I've seen so many reports saying that Barcelona are interested in Gyökeres. Please, man, I can't tolerate this, bro. If we sell Gyökeres and we end up with Havertz, I mean, we're going to struggle to score goals. I mean, he was one of our players that won us the league, Gyökeres, with the 14 goals. And everyone's talking about his first touch, the link-up play. I mean, he's a striker. I mean, maybe he's not technically great, but he's supposed to score goals. That's the job of a striker. I mean, Chike knows this. Erling Haaland is not that technically great, but he still scores goals. He's not the best link-up play. I mean, he's got good movement, but his aim is to score goals. I mean, you can see where City give the ball to him, and he will score. And he'll take a lot of chances, and he'll bang them. And I feel like with Gyökeres, he's one of our most important players. But our fan base are going to go, we need Julian Alvarez. For what? We are main man. He ain't going to score 20 goals in the Premier League season. I don't think he will. No chance. More chances of Gyökeres scoring 20 Premier League goals than Julian Alvarez. And I feel like with Julian Alvarez is right, I would take him for a year, but I wouldn't sell Gyökeres. I would keep Alvarez. I would have if I played 4-4-2 with Gyökeres and Alvarez together, I think that would bang. So yeah, I'll take Alvarez for a year. Not as the main man. I think he's not even a striker. I think he's more of a secondary striker. I just don't get why everyone's saying he's a striker. He's not really a centre forward. He's more of a link-up striker. I think he can do the link-up play and help Gyökeres, and I think that would benefit us. Big up Jez. Big up Jez every time.
Big up the Godfather. Jez, if you want the link, let me know. I'll send it to you. You're more than welcome to hop on, my guy, if you got some time. Go ahead, Plodge. Sorry to cut you off.
Oh yeah, but don't worry, Gianni. Gyökeres for Julian Alvarez. Yeah, that's gonna work. It's never gonna work, mate. Not even a chance.
Do you know how many fucking goals Gyökeres would bag at Barcelona?
Like, I don't know, 30 league goals in La Liga.
He would score. He's easily getting 25 goals with Barcelona with the way they play.
None of our players passed to him, bro. None of our players passed to Gyökeres. What's he supposed to do? Our wingers are so selfish that they just want to spam crosses in the box. And aerially, he ain't great. So what do you expect him to do?
Big up the tail for this. PFC's got a question for Chike. How you loving? This is actually a good segment. I wanted to ask you this. What do you think of the debut of Enzo Maresca ball at fucking City? I think we talked about this.
Timu Pep, bro. Do you know?
Bro, I'm telling you, we said this. That Maresca, the key to Maresca's success with City is being direct and force feeding Haaland. He tried doing the exact same U-shaped bullshit football that we saw City stall out last year at different times under Pep, and it looks so goddamn worse than what. First of all, Chike, I'm gonna let you have the floor, but this is all I gotta ask: why the fuck is Ryan Cherky not starting under Maresca?
I have no idea. He's our best player. Unfortunately, I didn't get to watch the match because I had other obligations. But I watched the highlights, and I heard from other people. And yeah, this is going to be a really bad season. Why Cherky didn't start, I'll never understand. But until we get Cherky in the team and we actually get some defenders in the team, you're just going to see the same football every single week in the Premier League. And that's just really all I have to say.
It's like a huge blow. It's like I think Doku's now going to be out, so it's an injury for Doku. Now City's going to have a huge blow. He's out for several weeks, so it could mean that Semenyo could move to the left, and maybe Foden moved to the right, because I look at Elliot Anderson, right? He won great against Arsenal. He won great today. He won great in that game, right? I mean, 160 million for Elliot Anderson. He doesn't seem that. Oh yeah, 120. He doesn't seem that money. I mean, I think he's good, but the thing is, I think he's limited as well a little bit. Big up, Jez. I just feel like Graham Souness was right all along. Elliot Anderson is limited. Do I think he's world class? I don't think he's in that world class category, Elliot Anderson. I think he can be decent, but they need an actual number 6. I mean, the way Rodri controls that midfield, that World Cup that he had for Spain, the way he controls that midfield with his technical ability, with his passing, he dictates that tempo. He's like the orchestra in that midfield. That is what City need. I mean, Bawardi, is it going to be a Rodri replacement? I don't think so. I mean, City need a number 6 that's going to do what Rodri can do, and I don't think they can do that. And I think that's the problem. If City is, their defense needs to improve. I think they need some fullbacks. I feel like Rico Lewis ain't that good. I think Matheus Nunes is good, but I feel like Chique is that you need an actual right back that's going to do well. I feel like with City is the midfield needs to improve. I mean, they don't have an actual number 6. I mean, let's be real, Nico Gonzalez can do a job, but he ain't Rodri, and he never will be.
He's leaving.
Pardon?
He's just been linked to where it sounds like Newcastle's going to go get it.
Oh, man, like Matthias Giselle, bro. Do you know what I'm saying?
I
better watch out.
Man City, I am fully in belief with what you just said, Quaja. I think Man City might have a fall off if Maresca doesn't know if he's not careful with how he approaches the season with them. I think
Rodri and Anderson. No, it's not like a good midfield.
Bro, I'm saying I think City could be a tale of two ends. Either one end, City's the biggest competitor with Arsenal for the year, or they simply implode because Maresca isn't got what it takes to command the ship at this current point in time, and with internal decisions. Jez, my guy, very thankful to have you on the show. What did you make of the Community Shield as far as the 3-0? Was the 3-0 a little deceiving? Did we look better than we thought? And what do you make of where we need to improve to try to go back-to-back this season?
It was a good performance, no question. Nice, lovely little goals. Got to give credit where credit is due. Odegaard's little shimmy got Durama on his arse, and he was smiling before he even put that in the back of the net. Now, will we see more of that from him this season? That's the big question. That's the big. Are we going to play like that for the rest of the season? That's the big question. We played with freedom. We played with a great attacking ability. But it shows it can be done against a very good Manchester City. Manchester City, for me, looked a little bit rusty. They looked a bit jaded. Maybe they're getting used to the new manager, his style of play. A lot of things that we found out in the next, I would say, 5 to 6 weeks. It's too early doors yet to talk about going back to back. We've got players that need to come back that are currently not fit. I don't want to see Saliba at all. To be honest with you, I wouldn't want to see him all year.
Yep.
So that asks the question. That answers the question of we need to replace him with a quality centre back. I don't want to see players push back. We know what happens. Players come back early, they get broken down, and they struggle and they struggle and they struggle. No need for that. At the end of the day, we brought in Solis, a player I questioned, and I thought he had an excellent game on Sunday. His attacking, flowing play, I thought was, wow, here we go. You know, Havertz scored. Well, we know what Havertz can be, and we know what Havertz can't be. So I'm not going to put too much on that one. But right now, we've got the potential of Rice and Bruno G in midfield, and that means there's a challenge now because Eze has got to break in. He's got to prove himself. And I said last night on the doing a therapy show, Dan. You know, we had a good debate, and what I like, what I want is players challenging for every position. Right? Yep. We haven't really got a goalkeeper challenge. Kepa, I think, is awful. But we have got a very good, probably one of the best three in the world right now in David Raya. In my opinion, he made some immense saves in that game on Sunday. Crucial saves, because that game could have gone a totally different road if he hadn't made them saves. And we had some amazing challenges from Ben White, Gabriel in defence. So it looked very good. And we defended, I thought, very, very well. Now, that was the Community Shield.
Yep.
Okay, relax a little bit. I think it's not like playing in the League Cup or certainly not the Champions League final. So there's a lot of players out there and now got to prove themselves. And we've got a big game Friday night, 8 o'clock, Coventry City. They're going to come at Arsenal because they've just been promoted back after 20 years, something like that.
I think yeah, it's between like 19, 20 something years since.
Yeah, so yeah. They're going to want to prove a point. They're going to want to come on to Arsenal and say, "Hey, hello, we're here." I don't think they'll beat Arsenal. Personally, I think we got too much. I had this debate tonight on my show with Kenny and DJB and Shano. And DJB made a very good point about, would you rather go back to back in the Premier League? Yes, I would. I've never seen it. Mm-hmm. We haven't done it since the 30s in Division 1. But as he said to me, would you sacrifice going back to back to win a Champions League? And I had to say, yes. We've never won a Champions League. We've been 2 finals and couldn't get it over the line. We're not good in Europe. Now, I put it this way. Are we going to win the Champions League? Have we got more chance of winning the Champions League than the Premier League? I put it to you. Right now, sitting here, I'd say we've got more chance of winning another Premier League. And the reason I say that is we're shit in Europe. PSG are probably the best team in the world right now. And Real Madrid and Barcelona are going to go toe-to-toe. And they're going to get back into winning the Champions League. Can we compete with them? That's a big question, massive question. Mm-hmm. So it's an awkward one, isn't it? It's an awkward one. I mean, of course, if I was greedy, I'd
take
say
both.
I want to win both.
That should be the aim, Jez. That should be the aim.
Well,
win both.
Yeah. I just don't think we've got enough in our gun to do that. Will we bring in, by the end of this transfer window, a couple of players to strengthen it out? That's a massive question. Massive question.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to see some of the players that you boys were mentioning when I was watching the stream earlier. They're not good enough. They're not what we need. We need to go higher level. We need to be bigger and better than that. And you also have to ask the question, there's a few players here that shouldn't be here.
Facts.
They should be gone. Right? Yep. We're not going to get big money for them, in my opinion. But get them off the wage bill. Get other players in that are worth what they're getting paid a week. Go shopping. Knock on the door in the right way and say, right, we want this player, we want that player. Let's not try shut up. Let's not be knocking on the door of Chelsea. Right? I don't want any more Chelsea scrubs. Yeah? We get turned over every time. Maddie UK should be heading out the door. He's not good enough.
Facts.
Proved that on Sunday. Not the levels of Arsenal. and we get our trousers taken down every time by Chelsea. We overpay and we buy in a player that is not the levels we need. Yes, I had an argument with somebody who said, "Oh well, Havertz scored on Sunday. Nice goal. How many goals did he score last season?"
Yeah. How many goals has he scored for Arsenal? Is he really worth the price that we paid for and what his salary's been? The answer is no.
He's got like 37 goals, and this is his 4th season come. He's only got 37 goals. Last season, he picked up 7.
Yeah, that's what we mean.
Yet people will hark back to the fact that he scored in the Champions League final. Yeah, great, brilliant, fantastic. Put us 1-0 up. Bad tactics from the manager. Bad tactics. We went defensive against probably right now the best team in the world. We can't do that in the Champions League final. We know what's going to happen. They're going to come and take you apart.
Mm-hmm.
That is down to the manager back then. Has Arteta changed? Well, we're going to see.
Yeah.
We didn't have a great pre-season, to be honest. We didn't look good. And I was like thinking for the game against Sunday, if Man City turn up as Man City can, we're in trouble. Man City didn't. They looked rusty, they looked degraded. And we can ask the question, is that down to the new manager's tactics? We don't know. But
right.
As I say, I'm not going to make any comment about going back to back or anything like that until 5 or 6 weeks' time.
So with what you were saying about with the conversation with DJB, here's my thing. I would take the back-to-back. And one, I agree with you. I think when you look at some of these teams in Europe, I think they've strengthened. I think that Morocco striker Saibari going to Bayern Munich makes Bayern Munich even more dynamic going forward, to where Bayern will be back this year. If there's anybody that I trust to solidify a defense, it's Jose Mourinho. People can say whatever they want about Jose. The fact that he went out and got Dumfries and Cucurella to shore up the fullback positions for Real Madrid, I think Real Madrid's going to be a problem this year. And I actually wouldn't be shocked if Jose Mourinho won the Champions League with Real Madrid. Would not be shocked by it if they were the ones to end PSG's streak. PSG has gotten even stronger now with the fact that that kid Goetz from Ajax and Ferran Torres have now been added to that team as far as depth for them going forward. The other reason why I would take Champions League is the progression of the club. Chelsea went back-to-back and won multiple league titles to build the foundation of winning mentality before they won the Champions League. Same with Manchester City. I don't think we are the team that's going to be different in history compared to those two. I think if we want to see Arsenal win, let's say in a 5-year plan, I think we got to see Arsenal win at least 2 more Premier League trophies before we're going to get concerned about winning the Champions League. Maybe we get lucky that the year that we win a third out of that, we win the Champions League the same year, or we win 2, win Champions League, and then win the third afterwards. But I'm still not a believer in this whole foundation that this team is ready to go the full lengths to go on and win, especially when we know what the tendencies are of Arteta, where we can play brilliant football one game, and then if it's a tough game against a much tougher opponent, he'll revert back to type and go back to that defensive crap. You can't keep bouncing in between both ideologies. Do you make a blend of both? Yes. Do you know when to properly attack in your bigger games? Yes. But to go from one end of the spectrum to the other, I think is still one of those little key details that continuance of winning will iron out in the long run. That's why for me, I would choose back-to-back. I'm with you on that, Jez. I personally don't think this team is still ready to win the Champions League. Now,
the youth have to learn.
Huh?
Do you think, how true is this that the youth have to learn? And with Arsenal being a youngish team and not having enough go at the Champions League, how true is the statement that the youth have to learn in order to win major honors like the Champions League in football or in all sports?
It does happen where the youth need to learn, but I think it's more of a case of that's what builds the foundation for these strong runs for these clubs. When you look at Chelsea won, if I'm going to guess off the top of my head with not trying to break it down, I think Chelsea won 8-9 trophies before they won the Champions League under Di Matteo. Like, they won a considerable amount of trophies to build the foundation. Same thing with City. City won a Premier League with Pellegrini and Roberto Mancini even before Pep walked through the door. And Pep still had to win how many trophies to build the foundation for that club over the years before he won the
Champions League a few years back.
That, for me, is, I think, what Arsenal needs to go through.
I think, Chike, like, for me personally, when it comes to winning the Champions League, and the fact that we were so close this summer, in May,
yeah.
My thing is, I said if we get things right, keywords, if we get things right, we can win the champs in 3 years. And I'll tell you why. If Arteta truly has changed, let's say, hypothetically, Arteta has changed, and what we saw on Sunday, we're going to see consistently from now till the rest of the season, right? On top of trusting the youth, as much as I want Ethan Nwaneri to stay, it doesn't look likely. It looks like Miles Lewis-Skelly's going to stay. Max Dowman's still going to be here. And Arteta needs to trust the youth. If Arteta wants to be even more successful here, bearing in mind one title in 6 years is still unacceptable. We give credit where credit's due. I've done it. Sure. You've done it, Gianni. Jez, we've all done it, yeah? We've all done it. I'm not on this Arteta in, Arteta out. After the league title, for me, that was gone. It's on the club and the fan base to keep the standards up. It's no longer on Arteta in terms of the club as the whole, like he's the star, like he's the problem, like he's controlling everything. Yes, he still has a lot of power, but it's not like, other than, like, he makes the difference on the pitch, of course, but it's not like he's doing everything off the pitch, especially with Burton now. Still got Garlic doing his usual shit. And then obviously the Cronkies as well and the cartel board that David Dean was talking about.
Real quick, though, because I'm still holding the same energy that I did last year. If we don't go back to back, and like I said, I'm sticking with my guns. I still don't think we're ready to win Champions League. If he doesn't win a domestic cup double and finish top 3, I'm back on Arteta out. He's only getting a grace period for this year because this is the standard of what needs to be held for him. I'm not listening to that shit no more. I don't care if he got a however many year extension. If we do not go back to back this year, and really, as hard as it is to go back to back, this is the most clear advantage that Arsenal has had over other teams at a chance to go back to back. You don't have Fergie's United looking over your shoulder, and you ain't got Pep City anymore, even what the old City was, because this is a completely new city. They're not looking over your shoulder. Manchester United's playing Europe, and I'm not a believer in Xabi Alonso just yet with that Chelsea defense. That's why, for me, it's even more of a pressure thing on Arteta now. Because if you don't win, if he finishes, let's say at the end of the season, he finishes 2 points behind whoever wins the league, but we walk away with no trophies. Nah, bro. Next season is now mandatory. You better do a fucking double or you need to get sacked. That's what the standards need to be. I'm sorry. Especially now that the rumors are he's taking over. He's going to be taking over Simeone within a year of the highest paid manager in the world. Nah, bro. No. Now
there is context.
But you need to pull everything. You still need to win year in and year out. I'm not changing my stance on that.
Yeah, with what you're saying, Johnny, in terms of, like, let's say we won, we were off by 2 points. We lost the league by 2 points. If we lost the league by 2 points, and we're playing this reminiscence of like 22-23 ball, and he gave Dowman more minutes, Miles Lewis-Skelly, Ethan will probably be gone by then, but he trusts the youth a bit more, not completely, but a bit more. Then I'll be like, okay, next season, you have to win a league title, and if not a league title, you have to win the champs. Do you know what I'm saying?
No, but if you need to do a double, they need to do a double in one regard. I don't care if it's league title and FA Cup. I don't care.
For me, it's the Champions
League title,
League.
League Cup.
If it's one, for me, it's the Champions League. If he just wins the league, I'm looking at it like, I think your time's done and you've been here long enough.
Yeah.
It's not, do you know what I'm saying? But the caveat to what I just said as one example with the other, if he goes back, he reverts to type to what we done last season now, this season just gone, and we're 2 points off. For me, I'm looking at it like, well, clearly he's not going to change. that Community Shield was a smokescreen, and then certain other games, like what we saw last season, where we played well in parts, but time and time again, no 90-minute performance. I'm going to be real. You have to go. Do you know what I'm saying? You know, find pastures new. You know, you've overachieved just purely on the basis that you've never managed a football club before. You know what I'm saying? But you can't keep shit housing your way to the top. Do you know what I'm saying? There's a ceiling on that. There is a ceiling on shit housing your way to the top, because when you're putting your faith in that brave little toaster, Madueke, yeah, you're in serious trouble. When you still have Reece Nelson, Fabio Vieira, yeah, Havertz even, Jesus, all on the books, yeah. You could say Odegaard here and there, even though he played brilliantly in the second half, granted. But like what you said, Jez, is he going to do that for the rest of the season? I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced. When was the last time we saw Odegaard put in a 90-minute performance? I'll say it was against Tottenham away, 2-0 in 22-23. That was the last time I saw him do a 90-minute performance.
That was the best version of Odegaard.
Yeah, where we looked at him was just like...
Other than that, he's just been crap all season. He's been trashed for 2 years. He's been trashed for 2 years. I mean, everyone's now saying, oh, Odegaard's back. Let's not forget, he's still a bang average footballer and always be a bang average footballer. He has to turn up in the big games. This guy completed 6 passes in the Champions League final and did nothing. Like, what are we doing here? Like, people seem to overlook that, but they'll go, oh, but look at this season. Look what he did against Como. Look at this City game. Yeah, but it was an off-pressure game that it didn't lead to anything. Like, it's not a pressure game, but when the pressure is on, I don't see him turn up in the big games. I mean, that's the 22-23 season, right? When it was like the latter stages of the season, when it really mattered, Odegaard ghosted in one of those big games when it really mattered. I mean, when he bought the 8-point lead, I mean, he ghosted against Liverpool, West Ham, Southampton, Manchester City, Nottingham Forest, Brighton. Those are the games where you have to step up. He didn't even step up in any of them. It's all well and good doing well against these small teams, not Manchester City, but when it matters in an actual big game, when the pressure is on, he don't turn up. He just doesn't know what to do.
It's the championship rounds, yeah. Crucial stages of the season, yeah. That's when the big players, that's when you earn the big bucks. TT did it. Bobby Pires did it. Obviously, Dennis the Menace Bergkamp did it. Even the likes of Freddie Ljungberg, Gilberto Silva. Obviously, Captain Fantastic Patrick Vieira definitely did it. Sol Campbell, Ashley Cole, Jens Lehmann, you name it. Yeah? When it comes to Martin Odegaard, let's be honest, we won the league in a way in spite of him, because there was a period where he wasn't playing. He wasn't injured. The manager took him out. Even with the injuries and all that.
Let's be honest. We won the league in spite of Arteta.
Yeah.
We did.
Yeah, of course.
You're welcome.
And Odegaard is part of that. You know, Havertz,
City's part of that.
I know he scored against Burnley. Yes, all the other teams, including City, fell off. But like you said earlier, Gianni, this is the best opportunity for us to go back-to-back in our history. In our history. The very little I know about Arsenal Football Club compared to yourself, Jez, yeah, of course. Like, when are we ever going to get a better opportunity than this? I was saying this shit about the Champions League final. First half, in my personal opinion, was a masterstroke. And I gave Arteta his props, at least at half time. Second half, it was a disgrace. It was a joke. Parking the bus, the double-decker Arsenal bus, against the best team in the world, the best manager in the world, with the best players in the world. Like, what are you doing? Oh, but we took them to penalty. And what? And what? And talking of penalties, just very quickly, before I shut my big mouth, yeah? Anyone that's doing a stutter penalty, yeah? Bench them the next game or take them off. Do what George Graham would do, yeah? If one of the centre-backs, yeah, were like trying to dilly-dally on the ball, yeah? Dibbly-dobblying, yeah? As Kenny Ken would say, yeah? At the back. That kind of shit. You know what I'm talking about, guys. Any fucking about with penalty run-ups, dithering on the ball, like if there's a Zubimendi or if Odegaard's doing the spinning top, reverting back to type when he should be going forward, all of that shit. Accountability is the best ability, yeah? Bench, hook, Stinker and hooked.
Have you seen the World Cup? The amount of starting penalties, the starting run-ups, most of them were missed in the World Cup. I mean, they just need to be stopped. I mean, Mbappe missed one. I mean,
Eze missed one in the Champions League final. Bruno missed in the World Cup.
Morocco,
that
penalty shootout. Netherlands versus Morocco.
Jonathan Tah.
Yep.
Oh, that was
that was awesome.
Jonathan. Yeah, that was never happening.
Do you guys think?
I think it's one of the things I always question about Odegaard. He's got to be the most sub-captain I've ever seen at Arsenal Football Club. Now, I don't think he has the physicality to last 90 minutes.
True.
I don't know why. But he always seems to get subbed off around 65, 70 minutes. And I question why. Why is that? Because surely a seasoned footballer coming to his peak in the game, he should be able to last 90 minutes. And Nax, you were quite right. There was points about 6 games last season. He didn't even play. Didn't even get on the pitch. Why? So I thought last season maybe Arteta has seen the light and thought, yeah, okay, this guy's not the guy. But he was captain on the Sunday, and I'm sure he will be captain. He'll be captain on Friday. So that is always, my problem with Arteta. You don't seem to look up and listen and learn.
Mm-hmm.
He's a far better tactician at football than I am. I've never argued that point. But surely you, as an ex-footballer, can see the frailties of what's happening with your own team. And surely you'd learn from that and say, right, okay, this ain't working. This guy's, he can't, as a captain, last 90 minutes. He can't be captain.
Facts.
He could be in the squad. He could be a bench player. He could be a starter and drop out after 60 minutes. But you're not captain material. You need a consistent captain. We've had consistent captains in the past. Vieira, Henry, David Seaman, Jens Lehmann, blah, 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 blah. And you go back in history and look at all the other great captains we've had at the club. They were able to last 90 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
This guy, every game last season, he was subbed off. Every game, guys.
Yep.
It's the same thing that Jose Mourinho did with Mesut Ozil before he went to Arsenal when he was at Real Madrid. Subbed him off after 60 minutes because he couldn't do a full 90 week in, week out. And in regards to the captaincy, Jez, you're spot on. Like, remember when we had Thomas Vermaelen as captain? Hardly ever played. There was that one season like with Mertesacker, missed the whole season. FA Cup final, man of the match, next to Callum Chambers and that god-awful fucking Rob Holding, Bob Balding, yeah? Do you know what I'm saying? Well, I am sorry he didn't cost 50 million quid. Yeah, there's a reason why he cost 2 million. Because he was never good enough. And then in the end, we sold him for half of that. Go figure. But anyway, I digress on that point. Like, for me, like, you're absolutely right. Like, but I think the reason why he doesn't pick a Declan Rice or a Gabriel Magalhaes or even a Bukayo Saka as an example, but more so Rice and Gabriel Magalhaes is because at some point they will have a word with the manager. Whereas Martin Odegaard is not that guy. He will never question the manager. He'll talk to the manager a lot. I'm sure he fucking does. But not them kind of conversations. Do you know what I'm saying? It'll be like dinner with candle lit, couple of glasses of wine. Nothing wrong with that, by the way. Couple of glasses of wine. But you see the picture I'm trying to paint here, innit? It's them kind of discussions. It's that kind of scenario. None of this in the office, having it out. Do you know what I'm saying? I think we need to do this, and that. And then the manager goes, well, no, I'm doing this, and that. And then they go at it back and forth. That's what a captain would do with their manager and vice versa, because it creates and keeps the standards. Do you know what I'm saying? It raises the bar, which is what we need. But when you see how Arsenal have been moving, certain decisions that Arteta has made with this squad, things that he said in press conferences, pre and post match interviews before games, etc., what Odegaard said, you know, before games, after games, midweek, whatever the case may be, you know, like it just smacks of PR. Really and truly, it's that elite level PR machine that we've got. The only thing elite about this football club at this moment in time, I hate to say it, is the PR. Odegaard is the perfect captain for Arteta. He's the perfect captain for this football club right now with what they're trying to do. You know, I don't know what episode, I ain't been watching it, but what is it? They did like, what, 3-4 episodes of that Arsenal dating shit? I mean, this is what we've become right now. you know what I mean?
Started on the
this is where we're at.
But see, here's the thing. I think that part of what you said started hitting more of what the nail is on the head. The problem is I think when you look at the IDs of players that they're looking for Arteta, you're not going to get that combative natured spirit of a player to go against him. Hence the reason why you saw Aubameyang get forced out. Now, Aubameyang got forced out because of other problems that are ridiculous as far as on the side of Arteta, especially when you look at him dealing with his mother having cancer at the time. So it was what it was with all that. I don't think there's a single player on this team that if you gave him the captaincy armband would do that with Arteta. I just don't think. I think that's exactly the reason why he's going for the player profile that he is. There is not one like here long term. There should be a possible look that Skelly will eventually take over the captain's armband for Arsenal, since he's a youth product and the kid is already starting to shine. You know, everybody, if you talk to the super positive side, we're saying let's sell Skelly because of maximum profit. Skelly's been balling his ass off. This kid needs to be a part of this team. And shout out to Taryn. He said it perfectly. Bruno's at 28, going to be 29 this year. By the end of his contract, Skelly should be stepping into 22, 23 years old. He should be the long-term number 8 replacement for Arsenal, especially where you look at where this kid can potentially grow. And to go off the back of what Jez said earlier, you don't need physical fistfights in the locker room, but you need to have an understanding and a competitive edge against the person going against you for your position. That's what makes the best teams. Because if you don't have any competition on the bench, you know it's a cakewalk to get your starting 11. You may not need that extra. You may not get that extra edge you need in high-level sport. Every great club that we think of had competitions for whatever position it was. It didn't matter. So at the end of the day, that's why, as far as the standard of getting players to what you're saying, that's what you absolutely need. As far as that is, you need a little bit more bite, so that now within that locker room, it's getting a little rowdy, but rowdy for the right reasons. You want competition. Saka needs to have competition at the right wing. We all know Noni Madueke is not giving Saka any competition on that right wing, even as shit as Saka has been for the last few years. Why isn't Ethan Nwaneri being given that opportunity? Because Ethan, when he did, actually played well and is a better right winger than Madueke is. So you need a cohesive, at least 22 to 25 man roster where you got 2 guys in every position. And in practice, whether the guy is whatever level you want to consider, he's giving the manager a tough decision every week to have to choose the other player over him. That's what you need if you want to ascend to the next level, which is part of the reason why I don't see us winning Champions League right now. We're not at that level just yet. Jez, would you agree with that, Jez?
Yeah, I mean, I read something years and years and years ago that Henry and Wiltord used to, after training, excuse me, do extra training to see who could score the most goals in training. Penalty shootouts, general one-on-ones, and all this sort of stuff. So there you go, that stuff.
I'm available, guys.
I'll host anything you need sports show with Gianni as my co-host. Or actually, I'll have Gianni host it.
Yeah, no, I'm good on all that. Go ahead, Jez. What were you saying? Go ahead, Jez. What were you saying?
Go ahead, Jez.
Yeah, apparently, after training on Henry and Wiltord, when they were playing together, they used to have a competition to see who could score the most goals after training. Just to say, I'm better than you, or I'm better than you. Mm-hmm. And that is what you want in a team. You want players to be friends, but you want players to also try and prove I'm better than you.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, I deserve a starting spot. You don't.
Yep, exactly.
You ain't taking my position. So, and that is what you want in every position on the park. Yep. Now, we ain't got that in goalkeeper right now.
No.
And, I'm sorry, Raya, probably one of the best three in the world right now, in my opinion.
I agree.
And Kepa doesn't come close. I think he's too much of a liability. I actually said this to somebody the other day. Was it Monday night or something like that? I can't remember. If Kepa had been in goal in that Community Shield game, would he have saved some of those saves that Raya did? No.
Not even close.
No. Exactly. I thought Raya pulled off some world-class saves. I have to say that. They were so reaction, down quick, flipped him round. The defence chipped in as well to clear the ball. That is what I want to see. That is the old style of. I'd put it back to how it was, right? With Jules Graham's defence. It was rock solid. Rock solid. And we know it was boring Arsenal, 1-0 to Arsenal. But hey, that's how you win things.
Yep.
At the end of the day, there was competition in that goal. There was competition. So best man played in goal. Yep. What we haven't got that right now. Okay, fair enough. But we have got competition in midfield. We have got competition up front. And it's time now, this season, it is time for Yokeres to step up and say basically, Havertz, I'm taking your spot.
Mm-hmm.
Taking your spot because I am better than you. And the question is, Yokeres scored more goals last year than Havertz. So to me, that's an automatic in. But under this manager, it don't work.
Have you ever see a manager in the history of Arsenal fight for a striker that was lesser than the other option?
No.
Okay, that's what I thought. That's what I thought, because I can't think of, as far as the amount of Arsenal history that I know, I can't think of a single time where a manager was choosing a lesser option as a striker than what Arteta blatantly does. Obviously, it's because he likes the link-up play and all this other nonsense, but the funny thing is that Gyökeres was the one that got us over the line and Havertz hasn't. So I think that simple fact alone should be the reason why he should be starting, at least in my opinion. Exactly. Competition does bring the best out of the players. I mean, with everything what we've said, when we can go around the panel, Jez, I'll start with you. Are you confident that we go back to back? And if so, how do you see this this season going in the sense of, do you think it's another close one, or do you think we might put more distance between us and the trailing pack? And who do you think, at least for the top four, who do you think are going to be the next three behind us in this race, if you feel that Arsenal is going to go back to back?
Oh, I think Arsenal can do it. I think they got it there. It's all going to come down to two things. Whether Arteta puts the handbrake back on and doesn't let the team... We know what we can do. We know what Arsenal can do when they give free-flowing football. Proved it Sunday. It was attack, command the midfield, defence was immense, and we go from there. If Arteta decides in certain games in the league, yes, I know that people have said tonight on my stream, it was a pretty much non-competitive game because what it is, it's the Community Shield. Mm-hmm. Okay, I get that. But we still had to beat the team on the day. We still had to beat Man City. I mean, they're not a load of bloody idiots. They're a very, very good team. Maybe on the day they weren't bothered. Maybe the tactics didn't suit them. They're getting used to a new manager. That can take time. That can take a bit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not Pep's team anymore. It's Maresca's team.
Right.
So, on that, yes, I'm going to sit here and say, yes, Arsenal can go back to back, but it's going to be very dependent on the team. And the second point to this is, will key players stay fit? If we lose Declan Rice, we lose Saka again, if we lose, if we're not back yet, so it's very key. Dear God, come on. We cannot afford to lose Raya.
Yeah.
Gabriel gets injured. We're in shit. And that is going to be the big issue for me. Big issue. Because have we got the cover for them players? I'm not convinced, to be honest. Yeah, people say Stammen, not experienced enough, not physical enough.
Agreed.
Good player, could be in the future. Not right now. He ain't got enough in him. But at the end of the day, it's all going to come. Let me answer your question in 2 months' time.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I'll come back on the show. I'll come back, of course, before that. But in 2 months' time, we're going to see what it's all about. Because by then, teams are going to settle in their rhythm. There's a lot of teams. They've got new managers, and they've got to settle down and go. So in theory, Gianni,
mm-hmm.
Arsenal are ahead of the game.
Yep, agreed.
The same manager, they know what he wants to do. They know the tactics. Maresca's got to work with his new squad. Liverpool, Man United, Carrick, he's been there previously, like last season. Yep. So he knows what he's about. So they could be a problem. Chelsea, I'm not convinced. So Newcastle, I think, are falling off a cliff. I think I'll not be at all surprised they're in big trouble this year.
Okay.
I'm actually going to. Oh, go ahead, Gianni.
I was just going to say, I think Matthias Giselle, if he can get 2 to 3 decent signings for players that can compete for the 11 and be squad players, I don't know if I'm too worried about Newcastle. The unfortunate thing of Newcastle is this is how you have to play by the rules on how PSR and financial fair play has been set up. I don't agree with it, but it is what it is. Chike, you can go. You're the resident City fan, so I'm actually interested to hear what your top 4 is going to be for the Premier League. How do you see this finishing?
Perfect.
And do you think that, like we've all said, that this is the best opportunity for Arsenal to go back to back?
I'll answer all of that, and then I got to go. So the top 4 is going to be Arsenal winning the league, and then anyone, I'm just gonna throw random names on there because I just don't see how this top four is gonna be so bad. In terms of Arsenal are gonna be 25 points clear and no one's even close. So I'm just gonna say, I don't know.
I don't think 25 points clear.
Nah, I'm telling you, this Premier League is so weak. It's actually hilarious. No, I just think that Arsenal are just better than everyone else, and we're just at that time. So I'm gonna go Arsenal, City, Liverpool, Chelsea, United, Spurs. That's my top 6 and /4.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I just think the Premier League I just think the Premier League, with Arsenal being so good and the other teams being horrendous, that it's just going to be a fight to who's the second best out of 6 bad teams. And in terms of City, we need fullbacks, center backs, and a Rodri-like replacement. And even then, that still won't be enough if this bold fraud doesn't get the best out of them. So that's my thoughts on City and the top 4. And thanks for having me on, Gianni, and I really appreciate it. And I'll give more on this when I have more time. But thank you very much for having me on, man.
All good, Chico.
Big up, Chico, man.
You're always welcome.
Big up, Chico, as always.
Big up, Chico, man.
Yeah.
Elijah.
Take care, bro.
Judge, you got to bounce?
Hey.
Oh, okay. I thought I heard something in the back. Quasha, what do you think? Same thing. Do you think Arsenal will go back to back? And what do you think is your top 4 this year on how things are looking?
I haven't seen Arsenal defend the title yet, so it's not going to be easy. I mean, yes, you're Premier League champions, but if you want to defend it, you got to do well, start winning games, and make sure you don't end up like last season where we allowed City back in the title race. We should just blow some teams away and make sure that the league is in our hands. I feel like we can do it. I feel like, is this manager going to be brave enough? Like, obviously, I know Community Shield is not a trophy, right? Everyone knows on the panel it's not a trophy, it's a dinner plate, right? I want to see that football going into the new season. I want to see that football into this season, because last season we played haram ball and we won the league with haram ball. And obviously, this is the opportunity to win back-to-back league titles, because City are falling apart. No disrespect to Chike. Liverpool, I know, not being at their best. I don't think they're going to be a threat. I mean, Chelsea, they've got some good players, but I just don't think Xabi Alonso is ready yet, so we've got to give him time. My top 4 would be Arsenal's Premier League champions. Second, possibly be Manchester City. I'm going to go third, Liverpool. And I'll probably say Manchester United at 4th. I'll probably say, that's my top 4. I just feel like Manchester United will just about edge in the top 4. That's my top 4. I feel like in the top 6, I think Spurs. I don't think Spurs are getting top 4. I think they can finish 7th as minimum. They can get Conference League, and I think they might win that trophy next season. I think 5th, Chelsea, and 6th, Aston Villa.
Really?
With the amount of players that they're losing, I just feel like it's gonna. It might affect Aston Villa a little bit, because losing Rodgers and Tielemans could be a huge blow to their attack, and I feel like Tielemans offers them, that creativity. I mean, they have come Onana out, and it's going to be a huge blow for them. Yeah, that ACL, that is a massive blow, and that could affect Aston Villa in this top 4 race. That's why, no disrespect to Unai Emery, but those midfield players, that could be affecting them. The PSR is onto them as well, so that's going to be a huge effect for them.
My hot take is I think Unai Emery either walks or gets sacked at the end of the year. I personally think Unai, with the way that he carries himself, I think Unai, because now there's links that Watkins could be gone before the second game of the season. If they sell Watkins and they don't back him, I wouldn't be shocked if Emery leaves at the end of the year.
Do you think he would announce that he would step down, maybe, I don't know, now or during the season, or maybe at the end of the season go, I will leave Aston Villa at the end of the season?
No, I don't think he would do something like that. I think Emery's a very old school manager where he's not going to make it about himself. I think Emery might thug it out for a year, or if he knows that if he knows that the writing's on the wall, I think he'll just resign. But I honestly think that Unai may walk at the end of the year, and I actually wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't work with Iraola at Liverpool. I wouldn't be surprised if Unai Emery popped up at Liverpool to be the quick fix for Liverpool to get rid of Iraola. And the same could be said for City. Yeah. I think first of all, I don't know what you guys think. I think Unai Emery, with what he's done at Villa, does deserve one more crack at one of the big time jobs, in my personal opinion.
I just don't think Maresca's that guy. I mean, Maresca done okay at Chelsea, but this is Manchester City. I mean, he's not trying to replicate what Pep did. I mean, he's not Pep, but it's going to be a big job for Maresca because the amount of players he's got, losing Rodri. I mean, you might have a midfield of Anderson and Buwadi, but I don't think that's going to help them win the league. I mean, their attack is okay, but their defense needs to improve, and I think that midfield, I mean, losing Rodri is going to be a huge factor for them. I mean, that Rodri in that 6th role is so important for them. The technical ability he controls the midfield. I mean, I can't think of a number 6 that controls the midfielder better than Rodri.
Not at this current point in time in the game. Yeah. There's nobody that can do it. Where I disagree with you on that, though, is I don't think Maresca can try to play the same way that Pep did.
I don't think he can. I think he's going to play different.
He has to play different because I don't think if you look at the City situation, I'm going to say this quick and then we'll get back to Natster with the top 4. I think City's whole game plan this year is City needs to play more direct and force feed Haaland. If you look at the way they played last year, there was a lot of sideways and U-shaped football where guys would sing it out to the wing and you wouldn't see any type of crosses into the box. I think if City want to have a shot at trying to win the league, I think City have to force feed Haaland with the players that they have, with the like of a Jack Grealish coming back unless they sell him. But I think all of this other crap that they tried doing, like in the Community Shield where it was all sideways, I don't think you can do that. You have to span crosses into the box and utilize the goal-scoring ability of Haaland. If they don't force feed and try the same sideways crap, I think it ends up even worse. Listen, full disclosure, I would not be surprised if City didn't finish in the top 4. Would not be surprised because we've seen so many times because it's that old saying, a lot of times the number 2 cannot be the number 1. And that's why I'm saying I think Maresca needs to approach it differently, taking over City, than trying to come in and basically say, okay, let's get back to what we were doing under Pep. Those players may not respect you the same way that they respect Pep. So they may not abide by what you're trying to do. Plus, we've seen throughout the last couple years, players getting into it with Pep more about the same old tactics and everything else. That's why I don't think Maresca can approach City the exact same way. I think he does need to bring some new ideas in to try to go with this new squad because, like Jez said, this is his squad now. This is not Pep City. And I think he needs to play. Do I agree with what he's looking for? Like, I don't understand why Enzo Fernandez is being looked for another $100 million. Enzo Fernandez and Elliot Anderson is not winning you the Premier League if that's your midfield. It ain't
He's bang average, bro. He's nothing special. He's just a bang average. I like Elliot Anderson, but I just don't think he's worth that price tag, 116 million. I mean, they could have got someone else, but I don't know if Anderson and Buwadi's going to work. I mean, that's the midfield to win the league. I don't think that's good enough to win the league, if I'm being totally honest with you. No, and their defense is not that great as well, so they're going to ship in more goals.
Yep.
So that's going to be
that's why I think they have to force feed Haaland to score as many as possible because that defense is dog shit. Now, what do you think as far as getting back to the top 4? Do you think Arsenal are repeating? And how do you see this top 4 playing out? What do you think is the 4 that's finishing up top this season?
I think we go back to back just by default. I'm basing that more on
the rest of the
the rest of the league. You know, City, I don't see them improving that much. I mean, their best bet is starting Ryan Cherky in the number 10. I mean, anything for what we saw on Sunday, big up Oregon Goon. Like for what we saw on Sunday, yeah, it was never more evident to put Ryan Cherky in the 10. He brought him on, you know, and he hardly got the ball. But we know when he does get the ball, he causes problems. He had a glimpse. You saw it there on Sunday, but again, way too late. If he started the game, they would have created more chances. And if we had Kepa in the net, would have made it interesting. Hella interesting. I think for me, the way I think we actually, I wouldn't go as far as what Chike said by 25 points, but he does have a point, minus Spurs being in the top 4, because they're not in the top 4 in my eyes. Not even top 5. No chance. I
agree.
But I do think we'll win the league by 12 points, give or take. Give or take. Because bearing in mind, we won the league by, what was it, 7 points? Was it 7 or 8 points that we won the league by in the end? Because we beat Palace last game. We got that 1-0 against
no, it was
Burnley.
8. It was 8 points. It was 7 or 8 points we won the league by. I think City got 78, so I think it's 7 points.
Oh yeah, we got 85. Yeah, 7.
Yeah, 7 points because we got 85 and we got 85. They got 78.
Yeah, I think we won't double it, but I think we'll be just short of that. Hence why I put the 12 figure out. And when it comes to who's second, I have a sneaky feeling that Man United might get second.
Really?
I don't see them like challenging us all the way, but I think what we saw of them last season, you know, if they didn't have that horrible start, they probably might have pushed us as well as Man City. And I think the Tielemans addition, they got Santos, whatever. They need another left back for damn sure. Doesn't look like it's going to be Lewis Hall. They could get a Tyreek Mitchell still for 30, 40 mil. I think we should get him, to be perfectly honest, because, you know, for all of the praise you want to give to Calafiori, Gianni, how many times have I said this, brother? He's not a fucking defender. 23 seconds and you score a good goal, a really good goal from a wicked pass, and you're in that position. You're everywhere but where you're meant to be. If Arteta doesn't realise this guy is basically one of our striking options, along with Marino, even that donkey Havertz and Victor Gyökeres, I'm sorry, yeah? I'm sorry. Not even Jesus Christ can save your ass.
Quick question for you. Would you move Ricardo Calafiori into that left wing position, left mid position, if, say, Martinelli was sold? Would you move him into that position before you move Eze into that inverted nonsense that I think?
100% in a heartbeat. Because here's the thing with Calafiori, Gianni, and I'm sure you'll kind of agree with what I'm about to say here, right? We know he can't defend. He's not a centre-back. He's not a left-back. I don't see him as a midfielder, even though he would be a better midfielder than a defender. But I don't even see him as a midfielder yet. But on the ball, there's a lot of what he does on the ball I like. Do you know what I'm saying? But similar to big up Chronic Red, yeah. Similar to Zubimendi, yeah. The only difference is out on the left as a striking option as well. Like Zubimendi, when he's going forward, he's actually really good. But going the other way, defensively, he's a liability. He's a Granit Xhaka 2.0, just more mobile. Do you know what I'm saying? Calafiori at the left wing, left mid position, yeah. Instead of Ebrieza, all day long. We saw that goal against City. Remember that goal against PSV when we slapped them 7-1, bruv? Look at that finish, bruv. He knows where to put the ball. Mm-hmm. He knows where to, like, he can, when it comes to putting the ball in the back of the net, and he's shown us different kinds of finishes as well. You can't train that. You can't coach that. Arteta, as great as everyone else says that he is, and granted, you know, he's won us a league title, you can't teach that shit. It's instinctive, yeah? It's instinctive. Even the great aspects of Martin Odegaard's game, as mad frustrating as it is, and how inconsistent he is, yeah? You can't teach that shit. You can't teach a first touch, yeah? That's something, yes, you can technically work on it, but you can't really coach it like that. Dribbling as well, like, you know, one-on-one. yeah, which ironically we don't see in modern football, which is a fucking shame because I'm sick and tired of this touch and pass it to the side. And I think with the Calafiori on the left, yeah, would actually be better competition than Martinelli and Eze combined if we don't go out and get another left winger. And to be honest, I'm not concerned so much with getting a left winger as much as I wanted one. I wanted Rodgers. You guys know that.
Mm-hmm.
I would have been cool with Vinny getting through the door, etc., etc. Not Barcola, not Diamonde. Yeah.
No.
None of them scrubs, bruv, and definitely not Nico Williams. I know he got the assist that won Spain the World Cup. Congratulations, bruv, but stay in Bilbao. 300 grand a week. No, thank you, bruv.
Tackled himself one-on-one. He could have scored the second, and he tackled himself.
He tried to do the Ronaldo chop, and he couldn't even do that. That's a fundamental skill move, bruv. At this point now, it's a fundamental skill move, and you couldn't even pull it off. You were clear, bruv. But anyway, like Calafiori at left wing, yeah, I would do just anywhere but defense. And you know he's not going to stay at left back anyway. Do you know what I'm saying? If he plays centre back, he's going to do the same shit. Because for all intents and purposes, we know he's staying, right? He's on 120k a week. Why don't we make the most of that? For all of Eddie Howe's flaws, yeah, I still think he's a good manager, even though he got potted or walked either way, mutual consent from Newcastle, yeah?
Right.
What he did with Joel Linton, converting him from a striker when it clearly wasn't working because he couldn't hit a barn door with a machine gun, bruv. Simple as that, yeah?
Yeah.
Turning him into a good midfielder. Not a great midfielder, but a good midfielder, utilising his attributes. Why can't Arteta do that with Calafiori? And other players like Zubimendi playing further forward, coming off the bench and all of that. You know, Marino, don't put him in midfield. You know, I know it's more a pre-season kind of thing. Do you know what I'm saying? Like saving the likes of, you know, Declan Rice and that having a rest, and Bruno G was going to come in later. We all knew that, the worst kept secret at Arsenal Football Club. But ultimately, right, if we're going to utilise Calafiori, yeah, I don't want him as a defender because we've seen him time and time again. Like, if he makes the odd tackle here and there, it is what it is. The standard of wingers, the standard of footballers, especially in the Premier League, is not all that. It's not all that. It actually makes him look somewhat competent in it. But we know, crunch time, he always fails. And his injury record as well. But I think playing him further forward, crazy take, but maybe he doesn't get injured as much because he's not running around all over the place. He's staying in that left-hand side. He'll cut in here and there. He'll get his goals and all of that. He'll link up play. Why not? Why not? If we're not going to go and get a left winger and we sell Ethan, as much as I don't want us to, why not?
Yeah, I feel like I could hear what you're saying if we played like a 4-4-2. If he was like a more of a left mid where he had to do defensive work in that part of the pitch.
Like a specialist left mid. Like a specialist left mid. Yeah.
As a left wing, I'm not buying it just yet with that.
I see him more as a left forward, to be honest, Gianni, rather than a touchline winger. I see it. So when it comes to on the left mid, you know me, I love a 4-4-2, yeah? Peri chicken and chip style. Do you know what I'm saying, bruv? Yeah, I love a spicy 4-4-2, bruv. Yeah, I agree with that. But even in a 4-4-2, if it wasn't left mid, he could play up front as well with a Gyökeres. Even, dare I say it, with a Havertz, and definitely with a Marino as well.
See,
do you know what I'm saying?
I think if you're going to go 4-4-2, you have to put Havertz with Gyökeres. And then maybe you could entertain something to that degree, but I just don't know on that.
I hear it, but I think if we're going to play him on the left and it's not left mid in a 4-4-2 and he's going to stick with this 4-3-3, trying to, go back to 22-23 evolved edition, he has to play the same role as what Martinelli and Bukayo Saka did on either side, where they were more forwards rather than out and out wingers. Do you know what I'm saying? Which clearly hasn't worked the past few years. You saw Martinelli got 15 odd goals. Bukayo Saka got 20 plus in all comps. Yeah. Even Odegaard got fucking 15 goals. You know, plus in all comps. Yeah. Playing number 10. Like, for me, it's not rocket science. I don't have a coaching degree. You know what I'm saying? I don't have my badges, and if I can see it, and now that yes, Arteta's still under pressure, but he's not under that kind of pressure where he has to deal with a Pep, he has to deal with a Klopp, he has to deal with a Jose Mourinho. Do you know what I'm saying? That he has to deal with a Pellegrini that whooped our ass in pre-season. Granted, it's pre-season, but you get my drift. Do you know what I'm saying? A Roberto Mancini that can still do it. Even a Don Carlo at club level, given the right tools and letting him do his thing. That kind of level, yeah. Okay. But for me,
who do you have for your have for your other two in the top four? Because you got United. I don't have United finishing in the top four.
I can see that as a possibility. I just think City will be third for me because I think they'll get too many things wrong where they'll have good patches, of course. They'll score like 3, 4, 5 goals, even under Maresca against like Coventry and certain other teams. Do you know what I'm saying? Like a Leeds, for example, where they play a bit more open, expansive, and they still do that high press. It's not as extreme as Bielsa, and I know your thoughts on Bielsa, and I agree with you on that. Like mad overhyped, overrated, beyond finished, and all of that shit. But City third. I think they'll just fall off because Maresca will make too many bad decisions, and it will be one of those where he won't play Cherki in the 10 for the first half of the season, and then the second half when he does it, you know, City will probably be around like 6th or 7th, and then they'll climb up the table, but they'll only get as high as third. And I think the reason why I put Man United as second, Gianni, is because I think they'll be more consistent. Yes, they've got Europe, but if they recruit. If they get a couple of signings, good signings that they need, and Carrick, you know, keeps his head and all that shit, you know, free of injuries and all that, maybe he gets Rashford playing a little bit better, you know, back home and all that shit. Like, I don't see why not get the best out of Bruno Fernandes. I think fourth will be Liverpool because with Iriola, like, they're not settled. Do you know what I'm saying? They won the league with Slot. Fell apart last season. This season, new manager. Iriola's more attacking, more expansive, more direct. Yes, they got the quality, you know. And to be honest, do you see Iriola playing Szoboszlai at right back consistently? I don't. For me personally, do you know what I'm saying? And maybe it's time for Florian Wirtz to kind of step up, and we'll see what happens when Ekitike comes back. If Isak can be that type of player under Iriola, maybe he can unlock him. Who knows? And I see Chelsea getting 5th, and because of what I saw in parts in the Super Cup final, yeah, if Villa can get, to be honest, if Ethan does go, which looks most likely, if Villa get Ethan, I think Villa will get 6th. I think Villa will get 6th, and could be very interesting. I think it'll be a great move for him because I don't want him to go Chelsea or Man United. And if he goes abroad, then fair enough, innit? You know, whether it's AC Milan, whether it's Leipzig or whatever. I think he'll do well anywhere.
They spent all that money on that Morea kid, which is an
yeah. But you know what I mean. Like that would be my top 6, Gianni. Like, and I'm going to stick with that.
See, I got Arsenal repeating. In second place, I'm giving the benefit of the doubt to City because I'm not yet convinced, because I kind of agree with what Taryn says on this. Iraola's transition from Bournemouth to Liverpool is a massive jump, and it may not be an easy first season for him to get to. The weight of the crowd of Anfield is going to be absolutely massive adjustment for him to go from Bournemouth to that, especially if it's in tough times. So I don't know necessarily just yet with that. I think that City finishes second by default. I think Liverpool and Chelsea slug it out for third, but I think they will be a ways away. I think United finish 5th and 6th. Kind of. I'm wondering if there's going to be a wild card team that just comes out of nowhere.
To be honest, Johnny, I don't really see it.
Because I personally think, like for Villa, for example, I don't think they've done nothing to replace Morgan Rogers or Tielemans. I don't think
even if they get Ethan for 40,
even if they get Ethan, we're really sitting here trying to say that Aston Villa wanted to replace Morgan Rogers with Garnacho. I think the writing's kind of on the wall with where Aston Villa is, which is why I think Emery leaves Aston Villa at the end of this year. I just don't think Villa's going to be able to compete in Europe. Like here, I would be more surprised. I wouldn't be shocked if Aston Villa finished top 6 if Villa foregoes Champions League. If Villa doesn't qualify for like the league phase or for the knockout phase and they get out of Europe right at the end of the league phase, then I could see Villa potentially finishing top 6 if they got one game a week to go the rest of the season. I think I would give Emery the benefit of the doubt to do that. But to play European football for 2/3 of the season with that team, unless they make some serious signings in the next 2 weeks, I'm not buying it.
It's going to be a tall order. It will be a tall order. Johnny,
honestly, Spurs may get in top 6 just because of that. Spurs will get 6 because of that. If that, I think it's between Spurs and Villa for 6th and 7th.
I think Spurs will get 7th. High, like, I don't see Spurs getting higher than 7th because even though they've recruited,
they can't score goals. They can't score goals.
Yeah, exactly. Even
and
though
their attack's not bad, they haven't even replaced any attackers, and Solanke's injury prone, and they still haven't improved their attack. They've got defenders and midfielders, but they haven't improved their attack, and that's the problem for them.
They don't really even have midfielders. Do you really think that this guy that they got from West Ham is worth 85 million? Being on back-to-back relegation,
he couldn't score one-on-one against David Raya. He damn near had not an open goal, but he had a perfect opportunity.
Yeah. Real quick, guys. Jez, I just seen your message that you got to bounce. Appreciate your time as always, my friend. I'm gonna message you because I want to get you. I want to get you this Rush shirt so that you can wear that Rush shirt for your Rush concert.
Cool, man. Cool. Yeah, I'm envious that you went to that. I've got to wait till next March, 18th and 19th of March next year. I've seen on YouTube some of the gigs, and
she's awesome. She is awesome, man.
I watched the one the other night somebody put on in Toronto. I think it was last weekend. They played in Toronto. And it was like, wow.
Yeah.
And I'm like thinking, this is some of the best I've seen. You know, it's, yeah. I mean, to actually compete with Neil Peart, like, that takes something, man. It's a bit like, chatted to my mate, Tell, who's coming to the 2 gigs next year in London. And I said, when we went to see Celebration Day at the O2, when you had John Bonham's son Jason playing, it's like listening, close your eyes, and it was like listening to John Bonham. But his dad taught him from the age of 5, 6 years of age to become, and when he played with 4 sticks, right, it was like, in the way how hard he hit the drums. I mean, he's a pretty.
Yeah, he's a big boy. He's a big boy. Yeah.
It was like unbelievable, and it was amazing when he was doing it. Well, shut up and stop boring you.
No, I love the old concert stuff, man.
It was John Paul Jones was stood by Jason Bonham in his drum kit. And you can see John Paul Jones was really emotional.
Mm-hmm.
Really emotional. It was John Paul Jones that brought John Bonham into the band.
Mm-hmm.
When they were called Earth. And you could see he was like looking at Jason Bonham. He was playing, I think it was Rock and Roll. The song Rock and Roll. I might be wrong. And he's looking at him and you can see him thinking, like, this is your dad playing.
Yeah.
And at the end of the song, Jason Bonham goes like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like bloody awesome. And yeah, I am so envious of the fact that you've got to see him in Chicago. Unbelievable. But gentlemen,
Judge, we're planning a family trip in March. We may be going to the Rush concert in Milan. So if you want to tag along with the family, we may go up to Milan and see them in the San Siro.
Oh,
That's a good one.
I believe it's March 27th is the date in Milan.
After the O2.
It's after the O2 concert, yeah.
Okay. I've been to Milan. It's a lovely place, actually.
Yeah.
Many years ago. I was about 14, something like that. Holiday. Lovely place, though. Fantastic. Yeah, let me know, man. Let me know. Fix up.
I'll let you know, Jez.
Karaji, the legend that is. The legend that is.
Big up.
And big up to you, boys. Take care. Love you all.
Big up, Godfather.
Have a good
Peace
night.
out, Jez.
See you later, boys.
Yep.
See you later. Take care.
Have a good night.
Big up, Jez. Yeah, Shabazz, I completely agree with you. The mentality is part of the problem with Spurs, and that's what we're going to see with Roberto De Zerbi if he's going to actually be able to develop these fucking idiots over there. My whole thing is exactly what you said. There is no goal scoring at Spurs. This is the problem with what I see with everyone talking about, Spurs top four, Spurs top four. Some idiots are even trying to go as far as saying Spurs top three. Who the fuck scoring goals? James Madison
have a striker, bro.
James Madison don't fucking stay healthy. We can write him off right now. We can say right now, James Madison 2/3. We don't know. Kulusevski went MIA. We don't know where the fuck that motherfucker went.
Kudus has been
Kudos as well.
Exactly.
Yeah, Kudos, like again.
Exactly.
Like, it's they're one of their best. Well, to be honest, Madison is their best player now because there's no more Kane. There's no more Son.
Easily.
Do you know what I'm saying? And the thing is with Andrea Berta with Tottenham as well, that a lot of you guys need to pay attention. It's like De Zerbi is a hothead. I do think he's a good manager. There's definitely something in there for him to be a top manager. But at the same time, even if he gets the players that he wants, I have a feeling that when things get a bit shaky, when they start losing a couple of games on the bounce, because that will definitely happen. I don't think it will be as bad, anywhere near as bad as last season, because they're not getting relegated. They won't even be bottom half because there are worse teams, you know. But for me, like you said, Quadra, Dominic Solanke ain't it. They got no fucking striker. I think they still got Richarlison there. He's beyond fucking dusted.
Yeah, and
in the midfield you got Sarr. You got Sarr. Like Sarr is okay, but he doesn't jump. Yeah, even Bentancur. But the thing is with Bentancur, I rate Bentancur, but his injury record, man. The problem with Bentancur is not his ability. For me personally, it's not his ability. It's the fact that he can't stay fit. James Maddison can't stay fit now, for even more so. And even, like, let's say they signed Savio, so their left wing is sorted. They got Tonali in there to help out with Sarr and all of that, and Bentancur. Okay, cool. What is it? They got rid of Romero, or is he going? Is he staying or whatever? But either way, they still got Van de Ven.
Yeah.
He's gone. Okay, cool. He's gone. But that means they got Van de Ven and who the fuck else? Do you know what I'm saying?
Van Hecker. They got
like,
Van Hecker.
Van Heck.
And who's in the fucking net? Because I heard Vicario's.
Yeah,
that's it. And then
they got Kinski, the guy that made 2 errors against Atletico Madrid.
That's what I mean.
Gianni, I bet you love that. Do you know what I'm saying? Vicario at fucking Juve.
No, I don't.
I bet you
because
love that
with our luck, I'm
don't.
nervous about that because I think Vicario. I think there's actually a somewhat decent goalkeeper in Vicario. He can't be worse than Di Gregorio at Juve. Di Gregorio is the worst fucking keeper there is in a big team. Like Di Gregorio gives Kepa a run for his money on how shit he is. That's how bad Di Gregorio's been for the last few years for you.
Have you ever rated that goalkeeper? Have you ever think he was one of the best Italian goalkeepers in the league?
Who, Di Gregorio?
Yeah.
Bro, I'd have my grandmother who's dead goalkeeper for him.
Is he worse than Kepa or is Kepa worse than him?
Dude, him and Kepa could have a slug out of who's the more shit goalkeeper. They both suck. My guy, what's his name? Reno Zed, Calcio with Reno Zed, the Juve fan.
Yeah.
He'll tell you right now the whole reason why he's hoping that Juve gets Vicario, because he says Vicario's miles better than Di Gregorio. That's how bad they. Like they missed. No, Javi actually brought
That's
it up.
very interesting.
That Suzuki kid from Japan is going to Aston Villa. He's the long-term replacement. What they're looking for.
He's a good keeper. He's a very good keeper for me. He is a very good keeper. That's a great addition. So, but it's crazy how Villa have got better keepers than we. Well, Villa have a better backup keeper. Do you know what I'm saying? Because David Raya has been. I want to say this quick, yeah, Gianni and Kwaja, and the chat on David Raya, yeah. You know my thoughts on David Raya, yeah. Like towards the end of last season, yeah. I always said he was a very good goalkeeper, yeah, but I didn't think he would ever be an elite level, never mind world-class keeper. But what he did towards the end of the season and what we've been seeing already and what we know he can do, I think he's already world-class. It's just a question of, can he be elite? Do you know what I'm saying? Can he be
I think he's top
the best keeper
in the world.
Yeah, I think he's.
I agree. I agree. But do you think
three.
he can be number one? So we know he's world-class now. No one can dispute that. But could he be number one in the next couple of years and be elite? Bearing in mind he's 6 foot as well.
Yes.
He's not that much taller than me.
Depends on the injuries that are going to lie ahead for Thibaut Courtois. Because for me, I don't give a fuck what nobody says. If everybody's healthy, give me Courtois. Any day of the week, give me Courtois.
Yeah. And look, as much as I love Oblak, what I saw last season, too many mistakes. Like
Oblak is
I hold my
past it,
hands
bro.
up
I
in
think
it.
Oblak is past it.
Look, I hold my hands up in it. Like David Raya, not that I never thought he'd be world class, but I didn't think he would get to that world class level last season. I thought maybe this season or the season after, but he's already there, and he didn't even play a single minute of that World Cup. The only reason why De La Fuente played Unai Simon is purely down to preference, because Unai Simon is nowhere near a better keeper than David Raya. Yes, he's taller, but the reason why Spain won the tournament, other than obviously De La Fuente, is because you got Laporte in there, who was guiding and protecting Kabasi. Yeah, do you know what I'm saying? Keeping him out of trouble. Do you know what I'm saying? That older brother, old head, OG figure. Do you know what I'm saying? And then in that midfield, even though Pedri didn't have a great tournament, in the final, he fucking turned up when he came on the pitch. Do you know what I'm saying? He was running that midfield. Yamal didn't have a great tournament, but Yamal was still Yamal. I mean, even Yamal's worse. That brave little toaster, Noddy, goddamn Madueke, could never get to that level. And not even because of that fucking ridiculous bandana, thinking he's fucking Ronaldinho. Get the fuck out of it. But anyway, I digress on that
Maybe
point.
Zidane was Ronaldinho, that's why he put the bandana.
And then you look at fucking Marino, bro. You look at Marino, yeah? Marino, right? Yeah?
Yeah.
Super sub. But then this manager persists on Kai Havertz being number one. Guys, Havertz, if he's still going to be here for the rest of this season, which looks like that's the case, he should be holding bench, bruv, until Gyökeres has an absolute fucking stinker where he can't start, whoever it is. Do you know what I'm saying? But then again, you've got Marino. Calafiore is an option as well. This is why we don't need Alvarez, John.
If we
got four strikers.
What we should do is get rid of fucking Kai Havertz and go sign Osimhen. I don't listen. People are gonna say whatever they want.
I agree with that.
Osimhen and all the money he's getting paid at Turkey and all this shit. I'm sorry, bro. Victor Osimhen is exactly what the fuck we need. Number one, if you want to talk about the bullshit from fucking what's it called? If you want to talk about the bullshit as far as what we like from Havertz, as far as his movement and getting into spaces and everything else, Osimhen does the same fucking thing. Osimhen will go after your ass on the press as a striker.
Proper.
Osimhen goes after you and will fucking get physical with you. He's not going to play with you like Havertz does, number one. Number two, go back and watch what he did with Napoli when we won the Scudetto. Not if you talk about, oh, Havertz can press and all this. Well, he does the same thing, and a lot of the goals that Osimhen scored was Osimhen forcing the turnover, then using his movement and his finishing ability in the box right afterwards and getting goals. So for me, if you're talking about you need a striker that's going to be able to do some link-up play and be able to play somewhat false nine-ish, since this is all the dumb fuck profiles that we're requiring from a striker to just say out and out that the super positive gooners like Havertz more than Gyökeres. Well, Osimhen is kind of like your combination of the two, and he finishes. Yes, okay, he needs opportunities to score. Guess what, bro? The best strikers of all time need opportunities to get up and running. We have seen the greatest strikers that have ever played this game get one opportunity, have games where they only got one opportunity and didn't fucking score.
Yeah.
Seen the best strikers in the world need 2 to 3 chances to get up and running and going before they start scoring goals within a game or within a season. If you're telling me that the offensive way that we saw play against the Community Shield is the way that we're going to play, Victor Osimhen then walks into this team bagging 20 fucking goals. And funny enough, same thing for fucking Gyökeres. And let's be honest here. The only reason Havertz got that header is because Donnarumma fell asleep at the fucking goal.
Oh, yeah, that was a fucking generational stinker, bro.
Yeah,
I couldn't believe it went in. I thought Havertz was offside. When that goal went in.
That's I thought the same thing too.
Surely this goal can't count, and it fucking did. I was like, Donnarumma, yeah? Like, not like even FIFA goals aren't that bad. I've conceded some howlers, yeah? That's probably one of the worst I've seen for a keeper of that caliber, yeah? He's meant to be your number one, Gianni. This is concerning. Like, Gianni, big up Mafia boss, yeah? Each and every single time. Uncomfortable conversations, yeah?
On his ass,
about Donnarumma, bro.
Karnaseki's on his ass. The young kid from Atalanta.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
The one position that Italy doesn't have to worry about is goalies. We have so many good young goalkeepers. That's not a position that we have to worry about. So
he needs to fix up then, Donnarumma. He needs to fix up. But when it comes to Osimhen, yeah, I completely agree. My point with Havertz and listing even Jesus, who I think is not going to last that much longer, even if he stays after the transfer window is done. Yeah, the point I'm making is we've got like 4 or 5 players that can technically play striker, whether we rate them or not. Do you know what I'm saying? Why
is a striker, bro?
The top gooners? Yeah, sit. Yeah, okay. So that's 6. We've got 6 players that can play striker. And yes, I am including Calafiori in that. Look at the goals he's been scoring. Imagine if he was playing there. You think he wouldn't get more? Of course he fucking would. Of course he fucking would. Like, at the end of the day, right, we don't need Julian Alvarez. I don't know what these tippity top gooners talking about.
How funny would it be if we had an injury? How funny would it be if we had an injury-riddled season and fucking Marino,
Havertz is injured, Marino...
They're all
maybe
they're
even
all
Jesus as well, and then Calafiori saves the day.
And Calafiori is getting put in the striker and starts scoring goals. You heard it here first from this guy.
hey, I'm not the oracle, but I've been saying this shit. Woo! Do you know what I'm saying?
We don't need another striker. We need another left winger. We need another left winger. We need fullbacks.
I'll tell you what.
What do you think it is bullshit that these morons are talking about inverting Eze as a left wing this year if we don't sign anybody?
No.
Absolutely,
hell
yes,
no.
bro.
He is not Morgan Rogers. Never will be. Not that type of player.
I agree.
Not that type of player. Like, Eberezer is competition for Odegaard, vice versa, yeah? That is it. That's probably part of the reason maybe why Odegaard had that worldie in the second half, because he knows if he keeps fucking up, Eberezer will take his chance. Because bearing in mind, he's only been here for a year, bruv. And back to the Osimhen shit, I agree with you, Gianni. Like, out of him and Havertz, it's a no fucking brainer. I would bring Osimhen in a heartbeat. in terms of like, the thing is with me with Victor Osimhen, yeah, as a player, yeah, technically, I don't think he's all that. That being said, yeah, as a striker, I don't care if you're technically gifted. I don't care if you've got decent fundamentals, okay fundamentals, very little fundamentals, or damn near no fundamentals like Victor Gyökeres, yeah? All I want from my strikers, yeah,
is to score goals.
Is to score fucking goals.
Exactly.
Put the ball in the back of the fucking net, yeah? And if you can press, like how Arteta loves to play, then Osimhen is the guy. Did you hear about, Johnny, did you hear about the new tax ruling in Turkey, yeah? Why don't we do a swap deal? I don't see Arteta ever doing this, but if Andrea Berta starts finding his bollocks back once again, yeah, and starts putting the pressure on Arteta, putting the pressure on Josh Kroenke, you know, like putting fucking garlic bread in his fucking place, yeah, why don't we do a swap deal where Kai Havertz can go to Turkey and they'll pay the money as well, yeah? If we do a player plus cash deal, so let's say we get Osimhen, but they can get Havertz plus 10 mil. Do you know what I'm saying? Would you guys not take that? Because I would take it in a fucking heartbeat. Because people are talking about, but Osimhen's on 400 grand a week. Hello? Havertz is on 280k. Even if Osimhen takes a pay cut and is on 350k, he's still our highest paid player. It's worth every fucking penny.
Jesus,
yes, exactly. Yeah, and we need to end La Basura his ass as well. Do you know what I'm saying? Rip up the contract or send his ass back to Brazil, one way or the other, bruv. One way or the other.
Go. He's not going to Napoli. I told people the whole time he's not going to Napoli. People thought, I forgot who I said it to. It might have been Ketch. But I said to him, I go, you guys are being lied to by Fabrizio, because the problem is that Fabrizio Romano kept hyping up, Napoli contact for Jesus. Okay, contact is one thing. Why aren't you reporting the rest of the fucking story? Because all you saw from Fabrizio Romano was talks of contacts have been made, personal terms agreed. Personal terms were never fucking agreed. What the fuck are you talking about?
Vinny Jr. personal terms agreed.
But he works 24 hours a day.
I'm talking about Gabby Jesus.
But he works 24 hours a day. That's what we were being
That's
told.
the thing. They keep saying, Gabby Jesus this, Gabby Jesus that. Here's the problem. Because as soon as Lukaku got sold to Fenerbahce, people started blowing up my phone. Does this mean Gabby Jesus is coming to Arsenal? No. How many times do people need to fucking hear it? Napoli is to sell 4 players. 2 of the 4 players, Allegri is fighting De Laurentiis to not sell. Gabby Jesus ain't coming to Napoli. And here, even more of a reason, and I don't know how to fuck, and this goes to the point of why Allegri needs to leave fucking Napoli. This motherfucker chose the black Jason Voorhees and fucking Badiashile to be the new fucking center back for Napoli. Where the fuck did this concrete jaw-chewing jaw motherfucker end up getting the number one, the spot to try to replace Buongiorno to go along with Rahmani to try to win a fucking Scudetto? Like, how goddamn stupid have we got? So it's like you're not getting rid of these players. We're not getting rid. Martinelli doesn't want to go to fucking Galatasaray. He wants to stay at Arsenal, 180,000 fucking pounds a week, which he hasn't deserved his money in 2.5 fucking years. So you got that bullshit. And then on top of it, just look at everybody else. We said it. In 2026, who the fuck thought in 2026 we'd be talking about Reece Nelson still making 100,000 pounds a week at Arsenal?
Yeah, Fabio Vieira still here, 45k a week. I mean, the thing is with Gabriel Jesus, I don't know how
Bernardo Silva apparently. Don't forget Nessa, the next Bernardo Silva.
Exactly. But here's the thing, yeah. If we're not ripping up Gabby Jesus's contract, surely we got to make a deal with Brazil, yeah. You know, let's see how these good relations are gonna help us out. Do you know what I'm saying? If you're talking about good relations, why don't we fucking utilize them then? Yeah.
Bro,
if Palmeiras are able to give us 5 mil, even 1 mil at this point for Jesus, fucking take it, bruv.
Well,
fucking take it. We're not getting 20 mil.
Like you say, they're not budging on that.
He's not going to any other team that's even remotely willing to pay us 20 mil for Jesus. He's not going.
Exactly.
The only place he'll probably go is Saudi. Other than Brazil, the only other place he'll go is Saudi because of this. I don't even see him go in Turkey unless he's really cool with Trossard and Besiktas, you know, find a way to make that deal possible. But I don't see that happening either.
They just signed what's his name on a massive contract. He ain't going there.
Oh, Vlahovic,
the Juventus striker.
Oh, Vlahovic.
Yeah, Vlahovic.
Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, yeah.
He just signed as a free agent with Besiktas. He ain't going there.
Okay,
that's what I'm saying. What you said is 100% correct. As bad as it is with the losses that we've had, take the fucking loss again. Who gives a shit? Get him up. This is what I want people to understand when everybody got hyped up about him being connected to Napoli. And this just doesn't go for Napoli. This is for anybody. What has Gabriel Jesus done in 3 fucking years that is going to warrant a team to not only pay $20 million to Arsenal, but base salary, if he wants the same thing at Arsenal, you're spending $33 million on Gabby Jesus in 2026. It ain't fucking happening.
No.
If you find somebody dumb enough to do that, I'll fucking try to find a way to get you another 29 million or 30 million because I can't believe you fucking pulled it off. Nobody in the right mind is going to spend 33 million walking in the door for Gabriel Jesus. And then on top of it, the following year, if you throw his salary with where he's at, Gabby Jesus is already a 50 million whatever player, whether it's euros or pounds, however you want to divvy it up. He's a 50 million euro player within 2 years. When the fuck has that asshole been worth any of this amount of money?
We could have sold him for 40 million 2 years ago, 23-24 to Palmeiras, and we turned it down. That tells you everything. Our best bet, Andrea Berta, if you're listening, if this stream gets to you somehow, this is what you do, If you don't want to rip up contracts because of the wages PSR situation, I hear it. But this is what I'm not hearing. Oh, but we can't get rid of the scrubs, even though Arteta doesn't want certain players and is cool with letting the likes of Jesus go, Martinelli go. I'm not hearing that. If no one's willing to buy, if no one's willing to buy them, this is what you do. And I say we need to do this with Madueke right here, right now. Two now, bruv. This is what you do. Let's say Jesus has got 2 years left on his contract, right? Loan him out for them 2 years, bruv. We'll cover most of the wages because we have to, because no Brazilian team is paying half of Gabby Jesus's wages. Do you know what I'm saying? Remember, we let Jorginho go for free and he ended up back at Brazil because we couldn't get a Brazilian team or any other team to pay him the 100 and whatever he was on at the time, 140, 50 or whatever K a week, We're going to have to do the same shit with Jesus, If Palmeiras still want him, loan deal. Then we sell his bomber Clark, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? Whether it's a year, whether it's 2 years, get rid. Madueke, loan him out for a year or 2 years, and then find a club dumb enough to pay 20 or 30 mil. And if it's even 10 or 5 mil, I don't give a shit. Take that fucking loss and sell his blood, Clark. Do you know what I'm saying? We do the same thing with Kai Havertz, bruv. Loan his ass out, unless a German team or any other team, Saudi or whatever, Turkey, is willing to pay, for his ass. Do you know what I'm saying? Then we bin him.
I would put a price on him.
Ben White as well. Ben White as well,
Yes, facts.
Another one, Another one, I'm cool with Calafiori still staying, but again, not a left back. We've had that conversation, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? It is what it is, Yep. Kepa, just get rid. Rip up the contract because he's not on a long-term deal anyway. He took a pay cut as well. So if no one's willing to buy him for even 3 mil, 5 mil, whatever the case may be, rip up his contract or loan him out and get rid of him as well. If we have to do that with Kepa as well, so be it. So then Meslier ends up being the third choice, and then Setford is second choice because we haven't loaned him out yet, as far as I'm concerned. He ain't even been linked, bruv. Why is he still here? If Kepa's going to be the second choice, why the fuck is Setford still here?
Agreed.
Do you know what I'm saying? Zubimendi is the only one we could actually get good money for. Why? Because he's on 75 grand a week, bruv. It's not that high.
Here's the thing with that with Zubimendi. Unless because I haven't looked into it, unless that rumor that Real Madrid are going to spend the money to get him out, there's no reason to sell him for for this. I'd rather hold on to him for 2 years. I'd rather him hold on for 2 years and use him as a squad rotation player this year and have him and Skelly coming off the bench for Rice and fucking Guimaraes for the rotation this year to try to go and run it back. And then you sell Zubimendi next year. If you got to take a 10 million loss on Zubimendi next year, but you won trophies, your prize money is going to offset the loss on him. Who gives a fuck at that rate? With Gabby Jesus, the problem is we were stupid enough to not think about this coming into this year. He should have been moved on. This is his last year of his contract. I think Mikel Arteta is just going to say, fuck it. We're not going to buy any new players. We're going to hold on to what we got, and we're going to run it back with these players as the squad depth for this season. And then at the end of the year, he's just going to say, cool, I got 20 million back in the bank as far as salaries that have come off the books with Gabriel Martinelli and Jesus. And if we win the league and we hit the bonuses again, now you're talking you nearly got a 30 million salary for the year, because Gabby Jesus with his bonuses is 17.5 million a year for his salary.
Which we know he ain't reaching now. He's not reaching their bonuses now. Maybe he did before, but
he hit the bonus. He hit some of his bonuses this year by winning the Premier League and making.
Right. So it wasn't based
those are
on
those
like
stipulations for those to go there. But that's what I'm saying. Imagine a guy who's on the last year of his contract gets bonuses that he's a part of winning the fucking league again, and you got to pay this asshole that much fucking money. That's why nobody wants this motherfucker.
Yeah,
his salary alone is worth more than what he's worth buying for. Because that's what I tried telling everybody. Unless Arsenal was going to lower the demands to 10 million, then Napoli could potentially talk to him. But he didn't lower his.
Or any other club. It wouldn't even just be Napoli, because I don't want him at Napoli. You definitely don't want him at Napoli. Do you know what I'm saying? I would take Martinelli at Napoli as a striker, yeah. Yes. Not as a left winger, not as a touch. Yeah. But we know what Nick and Living Allegri, bro. Yeah, backwards again for the Renegade Master. Yeah, with the criminal behaviour. Yeah, Nick and Living Allegri. You know what he's going to do if we get Martinelli at Napoli, right? He's going to play him as a left wing back at times. Yep. Yeah. Do all the tracking back like what he's
been
doing
under. To do.
Exactly the same shit he forced Federico Chiesa to do, yeah. And when it comes to like Reece Nelson and Fabio Vieira, yeah, and I'll end it on this because we already got rid of Kivior, we got rid of Lokonga and all of that. Thank fucking obviously Andrea Berta, Andrea Berta ripped up Tomiyasu's contract earlier on as well, this year or something like that in January, yeah. What I want to see from Reece Nelson and Fabio Vieira situation, yeah? With Reece Nelson, if you're not going to rip up the contract, just loan him out for a year and then he walks on a free, innit? Because no one's buying him. It's very clear and obvious that no one's going to take a punt on him being on 100k a week. Just loan him out for a year. I don't care where he goes. Just loan him out for a year and then sayonara. Do you know what I'm saying? Now, when it comes to Fabio Vieira, yeah? After that Hamburg deal fell through, do you know what I'm saying? I would do the same thing. Loan him out for a year or two, depending on how long he's got left on his contract. I think he's got at most, 2 years left on his contract?
Vieira, I think, maybe 3 1 year as well.
He's got 1 year. Perfect. Yeah. Perfect.
Vieira, Reece Nelson, Martinelli, and Jesus are the 4 that are on 1 year contract.
Yeah. If you can't sell them, rather loan them out for that year. Get rid. With Martinelli, you wouldn't keep them just for money.
You wouldn't keep them just for numbers. And I'm not saying that because I rate them. I'm simply saying with the history that we've seen with Arsenal, it's better to have numbers on the roster just in case of injuries. Like for me, this is the whole reason why you don't get rid of fucking Ethan Nwaneri. You know Saka's going to get hurt again. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. You know Saka's getting hurt again. So with that being the case, why are we going to go down this path and limit ourselves to one fucking right winger with Noni? when Noni's not even a guarantee to not get hurt. When you
100%.
When you think about all the extra game time that he played with the World Cup. So why not keep Ethan Nwaneri for minutes that he's going to end up needing to get anyways?
Yeah, exactly.
If we don't win the league, we don't win the league because we got in our own way and fucked off on injuries again. That's the only way for me. We don't win the league.
Yeah, and Arteta keeps doing the same shit, running players into the ground.
If Declan Rice
even if he does changes the style of play, if he runs the players into the ground, it's going to be a fucking shit show again. But to what you were saying, Gianni,
bro, Declan Rice cannot play 5,000 fucking minutes.
No, 100%. I would keep Reece Nelson. The only way I would keep Reece Nelson, is if we get rid of Madueke out on loan, and then we look to sell him for like 20 mil, give or take, even 5 mil at this point. Do you know what I'm saying? Arteta needs to accept that that's a fuck up, And if we keep Ethan, if we sell Ethan, it is what it is. But if we keep Reece for one more year as like squad depth, do you know what I'm saying? Because he did score the goal against Bournemouth, innit? We know he has it in it. Like, he's not a bad player. But again, all that
but
potential,
he's not going to get
good ability.
Time. That's why
again, like his time has passed long ago. Do you know what I'm saying? That's the problem with Reece Nelson.
Yeah.
Whether he's on 100 grand a week or not, his time has passed, innit? He's not a bad player. He's levels above Madueke, and that's what pisses me off even more. We have Ethan, we have Max Dowman, we even have Reece Nelson on loan. All three of them combined are levels above Madueke, yet we paid 50 mil for that fucking Filush da puta. Do you know what I'm saying, bro? We paid 50 mil for that cunt, and we had 3 wide players along with right wingers, that could play there, along with Bukayo Saka, and we still bought him, bruv. All of them more capable. Saka at 5%, never mind 10 or 20, 30%, is better than that fucking prick. Do you know what I'm saying?
I'd have kept Trossard over Madueke if I'm being honest.
Bruv. That bandana alone, bruv. That bandana alone, it is one of the reasons why he has to go, bro. He thinks his shit. He thinks his shit don't fucking stink. That brave little toaster's going to get a rude awakening. Because when he runs the ball out of play this season, and it will happen, Gianni, Quadra, chat, we know it's going to happen. If he miscontrols the ball, runs the ball out of play, lets it go out for a throw multiple times. Either way, we know it's all happening. Draw out your bingo cards, Place your bets in it. Instead of doing bookings, first goal scorer and all of that, who wins the game, by what scoreline, just put a bet on how many times Madueke is going to run the ball out of play or miscontrol the ball or let it go out for a throw-in when we know he could have got it with his pace. Do you know what I'm saying? All of that shit. You might make a little bit of money. You might make a bit of dough here and there. Do you know what I'm saying? That's how confident I am with how shit this guy is, and he will never amount to nothing. I heard on Dan Potts' stream, and I've got nothing against Dan Potts, but him and Lee Judges were talking, I have to be real. Even Dan Potts was talking about, there's a player in there with Madueke. I'm like, no, bro.
No, there's not.
No, it isn't. No. He's rubbish. He's trash.
The last time this asshole has scored more than fucking 5 goals in a season was PSV nearly 5 fucking years ago. What are we doing here? Oh, there's a player in there. Bro, there's a player in Ethan Nwaneri.
And he's a baller, bro. He's a proven.
And we let him go ahead of Noni Madueke. The guy couldn't even take on O'Reilly. All he did was try and dribble and do nothing.
O'Reilly.
And that alone, Waja, that alone is why our finances are fucked up. People can say whatever they want about, Arsenal's made record profit and all this other horse shit that they're talking about. Well, if we made record profit, why was it such a worry to fucking throw the money on Morgan Rogers if we're going to move the fucking needle like everybody's saying we are? Again, the issue at the end of the day, and here, this is even more how maybe blindly confident I am that we can repeat. I would get rid of Noni Madueke and let the kids run it. Fuck it.
100%.
Why not have as your rotation team in the back, right? If Solis is going to be your starting left wing and you're going to play eventually Guimaraes, Rice, and Odegaard, why can't we have off the bench Dalman on one side, Nwaneri on the other side, or Nwaneri in the 10, Martinelli on the other side, and then Havertz as the backup striker.
Even Reece Nelson can play either side. He can play either side on the
wing. He's going to be more of a reserve either way.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Even he
but
can make a better impact.
You don't have that bad of a backup front four if you're going to play 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3. When you look at who you're going to have as the creative midfielder and then the three up top, you're not in that bad of a position when you consider where everybody else is in the league. That's why, for me, get rid of these motherfuckers. Get rid of Gabby Jesus. If you get rid of Gabby Jesus, like Nat says, you have Reece Nelson now there, and you got a massive amount of money off the fucking payroll that can maybe free up a way for you to go get a player you need, which, in my opinion, right now, if we're going to keep the squad that we have, I think we need another right back. That's the position. I think another right back and center back are the two positions we need to go out and get at this current.
I would still go for a left back as well. I've been banging that drum since day one, bruv. As soon as we got rid of Kieran Tierney, we've never had a left back.
He should have never been sold.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Apparently he was That's what I was told.
How many left backs? Yeah. How many left backs has this manager ran through, bruv, that were never good enough to play in that position? Zinchenko, bruv. Zinny, bruv. Number 10 by trade, yeah? Fucked us up, yeah? Fucked us over against Liverpool. And then this manager decided to put on Kieran Tierney when the damage was done. And even then, Martinelli, if he played that pass through to Saka, we would have won the game anyway. But it is what it is. Hindsight's 20/20 and all that bullshit.
He's not
Do you know what I'm saying? He's not a left back. Calafiore is not a left back, bruv. That's another one. Miles Lewis-Skelly, bruv. He's even played Granit Xhaka there.
Hincapié is more of a left back than anybody we got, Quaja. That's the sad thing. And he's better as a center back in the 3. That's what's so sad about it.
Like, to be honest, yeah, the way that I see it, right, I agree. Right back we do need. Centre back, especially with Saliba being out for the rest of the year, or he should be out for the rest of the year, absolutely. But when it comes to left back...
Bro, if this cocksucking fucking manager rushes him back, we're going to be fucked.
But Gianni, that's why I agree. We need another centre back as well as right back and left back, because Saliba's going to be out for the rest of the year, and I want him to be out for the rest of the year because I don't want him back. I don't want his career to be finished. We've seen it too many times. You know, you've seen it in NBA, NFL for damn sure with backs. What is it? Whether it's knees, whether it's fucking hamstrings falling off the fucking bone, quad muscles falling off the fucking bone, arms falling off, elbows.
His situation, you're talking spinal flute. You're talking spinal fusion, is what the surgery that Saliba would require if he has to get surgery for this is spinal fusion. There's no guarantee that works. Spinal fusion is not a guaranteed fucking surgery. It's just not.
Yeah.
So,
no.
And even if you do get it, and it does work, you still need 7 to 8 months off to properly recover your fucking back. Either way, Saliba should not play this season. He should not play this
season. And it's been very telling as well that Timber ain't been back. He's not been in the squad. He's been rested. Exactly. Again, fully ran into the ground. Do you know what I'm saying? Bukayo Saka can barely run, bruv. We were playing a few balls, on Sunday. He couldn't even get to them, bruv. I was like, why are you playing that ball knowing he can't reach it, bruv? Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not even saying it was a bad ball, but it's a bad ball knowing that he's never going to reach that. Do you know what I'm saying? If it's a Madueke, he'll get there, but he'll fuck it up, bruv. He'll fuck that royally up. Big up, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? But this is, again, when it comes to left back, we should have got Miguel Gutierrez. He went to Napoli and now he's at fucking Bayer Leverkusen because Grimaldo left, didn't it? Yeah.
That's who we should have got. The fact that Grimaldo went to Atletico Madrid for 20 million euros is a fucking disgrace that we didn't hop on that.
100% would have been cheaper than Tyreek Mitchell, who's another left back that I would still take now. Exactly. And we can still get.
I'll take Lewis Hall as well.
If we Lewis Hall or Tyreek Mitchell, Lewis Hall was touted to go Man United. I'm taking Tyreek
Mitchell between those two.
Yeah. For me, all day long. Yeah. He's a fucking European winner. He's a European Cup winner. He won the fucking Conference League. I don't care if it's a fucking FA Cup winner.
Do you think they could be the wild card team this year?
Oh, what Palace?
Wild card, an American sports language means
you
didn't win. Like if you're in baseball or basketball or football, you didn't win your division, but you won enough games to get into the playoffs. It's kind of like a spot where it's basically like the top four, like if you're looking at it from NFL terms, is the Eastern Conference, Central Conference, Western Conference, Southern Conference.
Yeah. NBA does that as well. Yeah, NBA does that as well.
The wild card is the team that didn't win any of the divisions. I forgot who put it in the chat. I think it might have been Javi. Palace does have a decent fucking team. And then Saj, the manager that they got from RC Lons, did some pretty impressive shit.
Yeah, he did.
France over the last 2 years.
He caused us problems, man. He caused us problems.
Yeah,
like a year or two ago.
I honestly would not be shocked if Palace keeps majority of that team together. I honestly wouldn't be shocked if Palace fucking causes, like I said with Aston Villa, if Villa doesn't get all their players in that they're going to need to run for the year. I would not be shocked if Palace qualified for Europa Conference League again this year and Villa missed out.
They could even win the Europa League if they keep their players and maybe get another signing or two.
I don't know about all that. I don't know about
but here's the thing, Palace will have this like vengeance in them. Do you know what I'm saying? Because they should have been in the Europa League when they won the Conference League anyway.
Yes.
You remember that.
Yes.
Nottingham Forest took their spot and Forest lost to the eventual winners, Villa. And I said they were going to win it from day one. And then you look what they did in the Super Cup. No Rodgers, no Tielemans. Do you know what I'm saying? They were doing bits. But again, I hear what you're saying is like with Garnachas, and
my worry for Villa is this though, brother.
It is what it is. Like
I don't think Buendia is good enough to go a full season as a number 10 for Aston Villa if they're really trying to challenge for top 4. I don't think I would be willing to take a punt as an Arsenal fan. I would be willing to send Ethan Nwaneri to Unai Emery on loan for a season because he's going to get minutes at Villa. Now, it's a double-edged sword because knowing Unai will fuck around and get Ethan Nwaneri balling out the way De Zerbi had him balling out at Marseille before De Zerbi came to Spurs. And now all of a sudden, this dude's the hottest fucking talent in England, and now we're giving him back to a manager after a season to where he doesn't know what the fuck to do with him because he's not set in stone on wanting him here anyways. That's the only thing that I think is a double-edged sword. If you
because if we do that, Gianni, and that's a great fucking point. I should have thought of that, but fair play. Do you know what I'm saying? That's a great fucking shout. Let's say that does happen, yeah? Do we have another Saliba situation where we've loaned him out multiple times and we've loaned out Ethan multiple times? And then he comes back and then Arteta has to play him. Do you know what I'm saying? He has to play him because even most of the fan base, even most of the deluded fan base knows he's that good. And as much shit as Lee Judges has spoke, we know he's Mr. Flip-Flop, If you want flip-flop in the dictionary, it's Lee Judges, It is what it is. Nothing personal. And even he admits it. It is what it is, But even he said Ethan is way better than fucking Madueke. But again, it's common sense, bruv. Even the flip-flops know that Ethan's the truth, bruv. Yeah? What Madueke, the whole Madueke thing, you saw what Zlatan said about him, in the World Cup. Most of our Arsenal fans is going to wake up, bruv, this season. They're going to get a rude awakening, like how much we've spunked on this guy, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? You thought the Havertz shit was bad? And the only reason why Havertz has got this far is because he'll score crucial goals at crucial times, like what he done last season, Scored against Burnley. Scored in the Champions League final. But again, those were the only two moments.
Also,
but that's not worth 280k a week.
Arsenal's the best in the world with PR. That's the other reason why Havertz is
PR,
Oh, 100%.
That's the only other reason.
But do you see but you see the point I'm making.
No. You're 100. You are 100%.
You cannot PR your way out of Madueke, bruv. Havertz, you can. Because there was a point in time where you
scored the league-winning goal.
He scored what he done at Chelsea. You can sell that shit. You cannot sell a Madueke. Just like Man United and not even Chelsea could sell in terms of PR, not transfer fees and all that. They obviously both of them done that. I'm talking about PR. You cannot sell a Garnachas. You cannot sell a fucking Madueke. You cannot sell a Kittens, whatever the fuck his name is. Do you know why? Because they're fucking dog shit. And if you're dog shit, whether it's in this era or any fucking era, they're not marketable, bruv. I don't care if they do GQ. I don't care if they ever end up in Versace or Gucci wear. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, Johnny, it is what it is, bro. Like, I don't care if you model that shit to the hilt, yeah? There's no way around it, bruv, because ultimately you will be judged. You will be judged on what you do on that football pitch. Hector Bellerin's gonna get that. Do you know what I'm saying? Fucking Zoolander himself, bruv. He's going to get a rude awakening at the end of his career, knowing that if he hadn't fucked about with doing the Greenpeace shit, yeah, if he's vegan, cool, whatever, it is what it is. But doing all the modelling shit, doing all the PR shit, you know, with the gay gooners and all that shit, rather than focusing on his fucking football, yeah? I'm going to be real. Yeah, we all saw the interview, yeah? We know what's what, yeah? Like, at the end of the day, right, if he focused on his football, he wouldn't have gone out as bad as he did. Do you know what I'm saying? And he wouldn't have ended at Real Betis trying to rebuild himself. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. And we've had other examples just at Arsenal alone. Do you know what I'm saying? Ibue. Yes, Ibue had that shit where he fucked with the wrong woman. Do you know what I'm saying? Look, I'm going to be real, bruv. What happened to Ibue is a massive lesson for any young man, whether you're in football, elite level sport or not, yeah? If you make certain poor decisions, yeah, I don't care how much money you got, yeah, you're going to get taken to the fucking cleaners, man. You're going to get taken to the fucking clean. Was it Bukayo Sanya had something similar as well, but it wasn't as bad or something like that. Or maybe I'm thinking of someone else, but like, Ibue is the best example. Like, and again, it's just like Madueke, yeah, when he retires in the next 10, 15 years, yeah, he's going to get compilation reels sent to him from his Insta, if he still fucking has Insta, yeah? Of all the times he stacked over the ball, miscontrolled it, ran it out of play. That will be the highlight speciality, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? It's just like, but you're 150 grand a week.
Did you see that stupid shit in the game where he tried doing the back heel pass and it rolled off his heel and went out? I go, bro, what the fuck you doing, dude?
Yeah.
He's shit.
He was trying to do the ball roll and step overs like he's fucking Ronaldinho, Cristiano Ronaldo, prime time.
Listen, for me, I'm gonna tell you this right. I'm gonna tell you this right now, and I'm gonna be an asshole about this. If we do not go back to back, and we don't do like, if Arsenal don't go back to back, it's either one or two things for me. You either win the Champions League or you win the domestic cup double, and you still finish top 3 with either of those trophies.
Agreed.
If none of that fucking happens, he needs to be sacked if we don't win one of the major trophies the following year. And I'm going to tell you why. Because this left wing problem should have been addressed last year. And you take what Noni Madueke's price tag was, right? 52 million pounds. At the time, the trade exchange was 52 million pounds meant 60 million euros. Do you know what we could have gotten for 60 million euros? We could have gotten the two goons that fucking Atletico Madrid got. We could have got both Lookman and Baena for 60 million. Yeah. We wouldn't have this fucking problem.
We could have got Conceição, bruv. Who that fucking MIB merchant, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 30 million for Turkey, exactly.
Yeah, Men in Black, Turkey as well. Do you know what I'm saying? You know, like Conceição.
How many players have we missed out with them? In Burma would have been the perfect solution ahead of Noni Madueke.
I'll tell you what, yeah, Johnny, you won't like me saying this, right? If Napoli is seriously considering still selling Noah Lung, I would take him at Arsenal, bro.
For 30 million euros, for 30 million euros, I would take a crack at it.
Yeah? But if Napoli are set, if Allegri, Nick and Allegri and De Sanctis, yeah, is set on selling Noah Lang, why don't we jump in there? Because he's not going to cost 100 mil. He's not going to cost 70, 80 mil. He'll cost like, what, 40, 50 mil?
Not even. They're on him on the market between 25 and 30.
Get him. Get him at Arsenal, bruv. That solves the left wing. And he can play right wing as well. He could play as a false 9. He's that fucking good, bruv. He could play anywhere in that front line. Number 10 if you need to as well, which is, again, reason number fucking 15 at this point. Do you know what I'm saying? Why the brave little toaster needs to be En La Basura, bruv. Dash that toaster in the fucking bin. Snap the cord off as well, yeah? Metaphorically speaking and all that shit. and just leave it at that, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? Leave it at that, yeah? Bring in Noah Lang. If Napoli... If we're looking at it like Napoli are that set on selling him. I don't want him
they're
to leave Napoli.
They're that set on selling him.
I want to make it crystal clear because I'm a new Napoli fan. Do you know what I'm saying? But like relatively new. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want him to leave Napoli. Yeah, just like I don't want Gabby Jesus to be at Napoli in turn. Yeah,
right.
But if Napoli is set on selling Noah Lang, Arsenal should be the destination. For 30 mil,
take him for 25.
You'd still be upset, Giardi, but you wouldn't be that upset. That's why I said, I know you.
No, I'd be fine with him coming to Arsenal. I'd be fine. You can't. Here, we just talked about it. Noah Lang was one of the last, and this is what a lot of people don't know. Noah Lang was one of the last wingers that Michele scouted before he left to come to Arsenal. Noah Lang was already on the radar for Napoli because Michele wanted him 2 years ago. Michele wanted Noah Lang at 23, 24. He wanted him at 23 to be the replacement for Chucky Lozano. Not this far, not 2 years forward. So Michele already picked him. As we saw with Solis, again, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, Solis is this new best winger in the fucking world and all this bullshit. But it's a breath of fresh air to see Solis doing what he's doing as opposed to what we've seen for the last few years of Martinelli at the left wing. I give Trossard a break because Trossard is not a winger. Neither is Martinelli. The problem is Trossard was specifically brought in to be a false nine replacement to get us over the line at 22-23. We played our best football with him as the false nine, and magically he took over Gabriel Martinelli's position the following year in the 23-24 season, because once after the winter transfer season started, Gabriel Martinelli's been dog shit for this club. Since the winter of 23-24, he's been dog shit. He ain't good at all. Yeah. So that's why for Trossard, you're being forced to play out of position to cover up for a guy who's been horse shit for that long of a fucking time. If you're telling me that we could get rid of Gabriel Martinelli and Gabriel Jesus, we bring Noah Lang back, and our rotation at the wings is Solis, Lang, Nwaneri, Saka, and Reece Nelson just for shits and giggles for a season.
And Dauman as well.
Dauman. Yeah. I'm dealing with that. I'm taking that all fucking day.
Yeah.
Because at least with Lang and Solis, you're talking about two direct wingers that want to attack defenders and swing balls into the box. That's what we've been crying out for Gyökeres to get the amount of chances he needs for him to potentially to score like he did at Sporting Lisbon.
I think with Solis, I think he's kind of like Mr. Consistent. If we're going to see more of what we saw on Sunday, the way he's not only just direct, because Madueke is direct and he's dog shit, so it's not just about being direct.
Madueke is not direct. I disagree with you. The reason why I call Solis direct is if you look at the positions of where Solis puts himself in and Madueke puts himself in, Madueke has to cut back across the middle for him to try to do anything because he has no fucking right. He has no right foot. And his left.
Yeah, that's a great point. And there was plenty of opportunities where he should have either made the pass or had a fucking shot earlier. And
like when you look at
in the
game against Dortmund, the cross that Solis put in from where he was at his positioning for Nwaneri's goal is why I say that Solis is very similar to all the Napoli wingers. Because when you look at the likes of Mertens, Callejon, Insigne, Chucky Lozano in that whole time frame, once they get past the corner, the actual corner of the 18-yard box, they'll commit to that tight area to swing crosses in or to cut it back and swing a cross back on their other foot. Madueke will not do that. If Madueke has to get the ball, he gets it on his right foot, take 5 fucking seconds to switch it to his left foot, look up, the defender's already in position. He's not direct enough. Solis at least is taking a chance where, okay, I've made this decision, I'm on this side, I'll swing it with my left foot, and he's still got an assist. That's why I'm saying I think Solis is more direct. Madueke is like, I'll be direct up until here, and then I fall back into the sideways bullshit of not knowing what the fuck to do.
Yeah, Solis is way more incisive. Like when he has something made up in his mind,
that's actually the better word.
He will make his mind up and he will do it. Whereas with Madueke, look, I hear it. Because everyone was blinded by, he seems like direct, or like when he's carrying the ball forward and all that. But again, when you run it out of play, when you miscontrol it, when you let it go out for a throw-in, not because of a bad ball, but because you couldn't control it, you mistimed the run, you misjudged where the ball was going to go, no fucking good. Zolis, yeah, he was my man of the match against fucking Man City as well, because he didn't have the best start, but once the game got going, bruv, especially that assist to get for the third goal for Odegaard, and yeah, it was an exquisite touch, and then he sat him down. Cool, love that. But Solis, touch, pass.
Yep.
Madueke's not doing that. We've seen Bukayo Saka not do that at times when we know he can do that. Yes, he's got his injuries and all that, but Madueke never has that. He will never have that in his locker. Do you know what I'm saying? And then you add Noah Long into the occasion, who I think is technically better than Zolis, but what Zolis is Mr. Consistent. Yeah. Zolis is Mr. Consistent. He'll get you the GA, yeah? Noah Lang won't get you as much GA, similar to Trossard, but it'll give you the tech. And what Zolis gives you that not even Madueke will give you, which baffles me as to why this manager loves him in the first place, yeah, is Zolis when he tracks back, bruv. You saw it in pre-season, but I was impressed when he did it against City on Sunday. You know the amount of times he was tracking back, like full blast, bruv. As long as this manager doesn't run him into the ground, and we see this for most of the season, yeah. Big up Kyle Walsh as well, yeah. Each and every single time, yeah. Madueke,
I'll put the link in the chat if you want to hop on, brother. You're more than welcome to hop on.
Madueke don't do anywhere near that level of tracking back. Do you know what I'm saying? No. He don't track back. He don't get GA. Technically, is a pile of doo-doo. Do you know what I'm saying? He's donkey shit. Fuck dog shit. He's donkey shit, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. What does this guy do? Nothing. For any amount of money? Never mind fucking 50 million. Yeah. He has no outstanding qualities. He doesn't even have any fundamentals, bruv.
No.
He doesn't even have any fundamentals. Zolis not only tracks back, he's direct. His his end product rather is on point. We've seen that. What was it? 2 assists. The third goal was his best one. I thought initially he overpowered the pass, but I give credit where credit's due. He made that decision. Most of the time it works. Sometimes it doesn't work. You overhit the pass, even if it's accurate. Do you know what I'm saying? Shit happens, innit? Even the best players have done that. Not very often, but here and there, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? High pressure situation. But with Madueke, it doesn't matter whether it's low pressure or high pressure. And bearing in mind, this fucking brave little toaster, that fucking prick, Mr. Penalty in pre-season, didn't even hit the fucking target. That alone should mean he should be out that fucking door, one way or the other.
Portsmouth in the FA Cup third round. Portsmouth in the FA Cup third round, Natster. Don't forget his penalty, the Panenka, and he missed it. That Portsmouth.
Bro, not only that
shit. Don't even get me started.
And here's the thing, to go back to what you said with guys saying, "Oh, there's a player in there." Bro, the only reason why you're saying that is because of that fucking goal he scored against Club Brugge in the Champions League.
Facts.
If he didn't score that fucking goal, nobody would give a rat's ass about this fucking kid.
They probably won him out in the summer. And even after
exactly.
Even after Dortmund, yeah? Or no, what was it? Como. It wasn't Dortmund, it was Como. Even after Como, when they were streaming it on the Arsenal YouTube channel, yeah?
Yeah.
I saw enough comments saying sell Madueke, bruv.
Oh, yeah.
I saw enough comments. You always get some that will say they want him to stay, like Jesus and certain other players. But there was a lot more sell him, like sell other players like Jesus and all that. He was another one. Than not. Do you know what I'm saying? And I'm not even trying to be biased here and all of that. I don't have an agenda. I see it for what it is. These Arsenal fans are starting to wake up, especially the online ones. Do you know what I'm saying? That this football club pander to, yeah? Once the fans online that this football club pander to, yeah, start doing this with certain players that they've backed, or they sit on the fence, or they condone, even like they don't criticize, they don't say anything about his bullshit that we've been seeing. We've seen this with Madueke for his whole fucking career, pretty much.
Yeah,
for his whole fucking career, even at PSV, but obviously more so with Chelsea and Arsenal. Jesus, we've seen it for way too long. Yeah. Like, even players like Ben White, who was brilliant for us for a few seasons, ran into the ground, and he's just not it. Yes, he got better as the game went on, but Are you telling me he's going to be that much better through the course of the season? No. Havertz is the same. Do you know what I'm saying? At least we've got great backup in terms of Marino. I kind of agree with you and kind of not in terms of Zubimendi, because for me personally, if I see an opportunity where we can get 50 mil plus, which would make it our record sale, by the way, which is very important. If we get an offer for 50, 60 mil from Real Madrid, 75 grand a week, which Real Madrid can easily afford anyway, take it, bruv. Is there a place for Zubimendi to come off the bench and be that bit part player? If Arteta does that, I'd be cool with that as well. But I'm not convinced this manager will do that. I think this manager will find a way to get his Basque special boys, in that starting lineup way too often. Same with the toaster boy, bruv. He'll do that with Madueke, especially with Bukayo Saka with his injury problems.
Oh, yeah.
And Dalman not playing enough. Reece won't get much game time anyway. And Ethan, we're looking to sell him anyway.
Listen,
Martinelli is kind of 50-50 as well. So,
brother, I don't know about you. I'm already preparing myself that Madueke is going to be the starting right winger for probably the first 5 games of the season.
Yeah. He's going to start against Chelsea, bruv. Oh, my days. Oh, my days.
I am fully ready and prepared that Noni Madueke will be the starting right winger for Arsenal until the end of that first 20-day international break. I'm already preparing myself.
Do you know what, Gianni? Yeah, I know. I've changed Nick in the Living God to Nick in the Living Allegri. I'm Nick in the Living Madueke as well, bruv. He's that fucking bad. He joins the Allegri side as well of it. Do you know what I'm saying? Because he's been Nick in the Living for way too fucking long. You see how pissed off I get? You see how fucking livid that I am, that he's still at this football club. He still starts. Why the fuck did you start that Community Shield, bruv? After you pulled a stinker back once again against Como. And I thought Como was going to win that game. They probably should have done in the end. Their goal was wicked. Our goal was a fucking goalkeeping error. Do you know what I'm saying? Against you can say it's pre-season, but at the end of the day, he missed a pre-season penalty. He missed one, like you pointed out, Quadra, against Portsmouth in the 3rd round of the FA Cup last season.
Exactly.
What are you seeing? I'll put it like this, to all the Arsenal fans that think there's a player in there or we can still get our money's worth, what the fuck are you smoking? What are you drinking? What are you actually fucking seeing? You need to put on They Live goggles, You need to put on them They Live goggles and realise that Madueke is a fucking mutant, bruv. If you've ever seen the film They Live, you know exactly what I'm talking about, Put on them glasses and you'll see a mutant in Madueke, bruv. Facts. 100%. You cannot convince me otherwise that he isn't a fucking mutant,
Bro,
you can't.
Trash. You look at all the problems that we've been having with the wing positions, and had we jumped into the market instead of buying him, had you bought guys like Alex Baena and Lookman, which you could have did, or Lookman and whoever else you want to throw in there, Lookman and Conceição. If you get those players, we're not one. If you're telling me right now we have won the league already and we got Ademola Lookman and fucking Conceição as the winger rotation on this team with Saka, with Dalman, with Nwaneri, with anybody else you want to say that may still be here or whatnot, and even with the question of the fucking striker, I'm 10 times better relaxed if you're telling me, well, Lookman's going to be the starting left winger, but him and Baena are fighting that out. And also, whoever the loser is could potentially play on the right-hand side to fill in for Saka. And we still got Dalman and Nwaneri to be in that rotation, for Dalman to fight for like a number 10 position as well. And then you can also say that Lookman's in the rotation with Havertz. Unfortunately, he would still be there because that's Arteta's love child. But if you're telling me our rotation is fucking Lookman, Havertz, and Gyökeres is the striker position as well, I'm fine with it. How you got 50? How in God's name that Noni Madueke, again, and I use this to get the point across the board, how Noni Madueke is potentially going to be worth nearly £100 million with his total salary and everything else is a fucking disgrace.
Shocking.
£100 million 100 million pounds between transfer sale and his full salary, if that's what you were planning for, you could have got 3 or 4 wingers and we'd be hooping right now.
Oh, alley-oop settings. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Bro? For days, bro. I used to do that on NBA Live, bro, back in the day. Just alley-oop for days. I was getting...
Like, fuck. You're telling me for 100 million that you game planned for Noni Madueke between salary and purchase power and everything else, you're telling me you went with this fucking bum when you could have had Conceição, Baena, and Lookman all at one fucking time? Where does this make sense at?
You
got them. If you got them 3 walking through the fucking door, it's already a foregone conclusion last year that we would have won, and this year that we would have won, and fuck, you may win a Champions League with them 3 guys all on this team.
I say we would if we had that. If we had a Lookman, if we had a Baena, if we had a Conceição, yeah. If we had a fucking, do you know the people? And I'll say this before I go, yeah, because I've got.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap here. We're gonna wrap here in a sec.
Yeah,
Kyle,
that's fair enough.
Real quick, Kyle, my brother, we're gonna wrap. I didn't have any intention of making this a 3-hour stream, but next time we're definitely gonna get you on, bro. I appreciate your time being in the chat and everything else. I hope all is well with you, bro, too. So, but yeah, no. Go ahead, say what you want to finish up on that, and then we're gonna wrap this up.
Yeah, big up. Appreciate that, Johnny. But yeah, like for me, there's even in this modern era, there's still quality footballers across all leagues, even the Premier League. There's not as many in the Premier as there used to be, of course, and the other top 5 leagues. But my thing is, yeah, if you don't want to spend the big money, I'm cool with that. I've never, to be honest, when we were saying about Arsene Wenger back in the day, spend the money. We weren't necessarily talking about spending big money on multiple players. If anything, we were saying spend big money on one player at the time, 30, 40 mil at the time, which we did with Mesut Ozil, 42 mil, cool. But then spend the rest of the money on buying quality players in positions that we needed, whether it was 1 mil, 2 mil, 5 mil, 10 mil. The issue with Rob Holding, it wasn't that he cost. It wasn't that he cost 2 mil. Yeah? It's the fact that he was absolute horseshit, and he cost 2 mil as well. Do you know what I'm saying? If you're gonna get a bargain, you better get that fucking bargain, and it better be on point. Yeah, we sidestepped Kante to get fucking Granit Xhaka. Now Granit Xhaka ain't dog shit, but out of the 2 at the time with what we needed, Kante was clearly the better option. Ended up being a World Cup winner. I think he ended up being a Champions League winner with Chelsea as well. I think he was still there when Chelsea won their second Champions League.
Conte was there. Conte
exactly.
With Tuchel, Conte was there.
He's won everything, bro. He's pretty much won all the majors and that. Do you know what I'm saying? So for me, and I'll end it with this, right? Yeah, it goes back to the ownership, the fan base that condone and allow this bullshit. Grow some fucking balls. Word to Walter White, in early stages of Breaking Bad, what he said to fucking Jesse, grow a fucking pair, number 1. And number 2, along with that, put the pressure on that cartel board, Garlic Breath, and even Andrea Berta, because he needs to be made accountable as well. Yes, you walked into a mess, which is why I'm not going all out like Northside, for example, as an example, because I don't fully agree with that. You know, Northside is cool, all that shit. Big up to him and all that shit. Big up to North East.
No, I disagree.
But I wouldn't go that far personally. I wouldn't go that far personally. That being said, he's still an employee at this football club. Same with Michele, same with the rest of them. Yeah, they're all going to be held accountable, and not just this manager. And that's why I said when Jez was here as well, it's not about Arteta in or out now in terms of that's the sole aim and purpose. We were doing that because we weren't winning shit while spending on our way to spending £1 billion. Do you know what I'm saying? One FA Cup and £1 billion. That's why we wanted him out. Now we've got the league title. He can't go backwards. Do you know what I'm saying? He can't be fighting bums like Deontay Wilder was doing back in the day. Do you know what I'm saying? You're operating at the elite level now. You're playing with the big boys now on a Prince of Egypt type shit. Do you know what I'm saying? You're playing with the big boys now, yeah? By the power of Ra and all of that shit. Do you know what I'm saying? If you know, you know. If you know, you fucking know, yeah? That's what we're doing, bro. That's what we're doing. That's what we're on right now. By the power of Ra, let's get this Champions League, bro. Let's win back-to-back. And if you don't win back-to-back, I agree with you, Gianni. Get them 2 fucking domestic cups, win a domestic treble as well, or win an FA Cup, win a Champions League, or win a League Cup and win a Champions League. Then we're talking. Then we're laughing all the way to the bank.
Yeah.
Standards FC got us over the line. Not trust the process. I'll say that once more, yeah?
Yeah.
For the cheap seats, yeah?
Yeah.
Standards FC got us over the line, winning that league title. Not trust the process.
Correct.
And I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
And big up Johnny for having me on. Always a pleasure.
No, you know you're always welcome, bro. Quasha, you want anything to say to wrap up? Any last thoughts on the upcoming game? Actually, before we leave,
yep.
Your final thoughts and what do you think the score line is going to be for Coventry this Friday?
You can go first, Quadra.
Oh, that's fine. Cheers, mate. It's not going to be an easy game. Obviously, opening day is not going to be easy. Anything can happen, but I feel like we'll get the job done in the end. I know Coventry City are back in the Premier League. I haven't watched a lot of Coventry City, so I wouldn't know. But I'll back the boys for a win. I think we'll win comfortably. It's never easy to winning an opening game, especially when you're Premier League champions, but you just want to get the job done, don't you, as an Arsenal fan? Regardless of what the result is, you just want to get 3 points and move on to the next game. I'm going for a 3-0 Arsenal win.
Okay.
Against Coventry. I think we'll have enough for them, and I think maybe Coventry might sit back and then counter, but I'll take a 3-0 win all day. I think maybe 4-0. I just want to see attacking football, and I want to see us blitz teams apart.
Yeah,
fair enough. I'm going for 5-0, bruv. And the only reason why I'm saying that is because
I'm with it.
I do not rate Lamps, bruv. I do not rate Frank Lampard, bruv, as a man. I'm not even saying it because of Coventry. I'm not even saying it because of Coventry. Yeah, I want a 5-0.
Yeah, he is the Coventry City manager, Frank Lampard.
5-0. But to be honest, I've been seeing shit in my head. I know it sounds crazy, but I've been seeing shit in my head that we might even win like 6, 7, 8-0. Because it's Lampard, not even because it's Coventry. It's not even a Coventry thing. It's a Lampard thing. You're not managing Chelsea, bruv. You're playing with the big boys now. By the power of Ra, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? We will slap his ass expeditiously, bruv. I'm still going to go with 5-0, but I think that's what we'll get minimum. So similar to how we play against Leeds, but better, more attacking, more direct, and actually direct, yeah? And we'll still have that defence with, Mosquera, Gabriel, maybe Nketiah as well. Like, if we even concede 1 goal, even if it's 5-1, I'm going to be very disappointed.
Kyle's saying 5-0. I hear it.
Yeah,
especially Lampard. I want all the smoke with that.
Yeah.
Why not go for 9 or 10, bruv? I know it sounds fucking ridiculous, but Lampard is a shit manager, bruv.
Fuck him.
He's a shit manager, yeah. Fuck him, bruv. He needs to be slapped at the Emirates. And to be honest, the fans, will be getting on the players' case, if we don't score early. Do you know what I'm saying? If we don't get a couple of goals by the 15, 20 minute mark, there's going to be issues. Do you know what I'm saying? Because we know Frank is going to do damage control, but because he's a shit manager, even with the players that he's got, it's not going to be enough. It's just the fact that he's got a newly promoted side, not even a disrespect to Coventry. It's more the manager, bruv. So, that's why I say 5-0, bruv. We're going to slap him. We're going to slap him because it's Lamps, bruv. It's fucking a super duper Frank, bruv. Getting in the super duper bin, bruv. En La Basura and all of that.
Your lips to God's ears, man. Your lips to God's ears. That we slap the fuck out of Coventry. I'm hoping, same thing. I'm hoping that it's going to be a 4-5-0. That's what I'm aiming for. But listen, guys, I appreciate both your guys' time. Appreciate everybody that stopped by for the conversation today. Big up Abhijit, big up Javi, big up Kyle Walsh every time, big up Jez for hopping on, big up Chike for hopping on, big up Big Bad Bitter Blue, big up Rank,
big up Ozzy
that stopped by, big up Ozzy for hopping on as well every single time. We will be back tomorrow for the Serie A preview show. We will go more in depth with everything Serie A, transfers and everything else. But we're gonna leave it here as that. Arsenal should be going back to back, and we will not let up on the standards. We're demanding back to back, or it's right back to Arteta out again. So it is what it is, whether you like it or not. Really don't give a shit. But that's what it is. Appreciate everybody that stopped by. We will be back tomorrow, starting roughly around the same time like I did today. And yeah, that's about it. Big up to Quaja, big up to Nat. Appreciate your guys' time. And
big
we're
up
out.
every time.
Peace.